I think I was going to go to the chat. I think we're live. These people are excited. Whoa, what?
I'm getting attacked by something.
Oh, you're actually playing
you in
video
Minecraft?
games.
Yeah, sorry, I'll just get the fuck out of here.
All right. I think we're live anyway, man. It says we're live. It says we are live. I think I'm getting a loading video. It says we are live. I think I'm getting a loading video. It says we are... No more looping. Awesome. Hello, everybody.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Stream is working. Oh my god.
We
Awesome.
are. The stream is totally working.
It's,
We're back in the new pimp place this time. Chairs. Right?
That's right. We got chairs.
Well, you didn't have to stand the whole last cast like
That's
I did.
right. That's brutal.
Yeah. That's why you came this time. You're like,
That's right. I heard they have chairs. Joel has a chair, right?
oh, I'm sitting.
Joel's sitting on a chair.
I'll be standing.
Oh yeah, man. This is when I should tweet and say we're live, right?
Yeah.
Something like
I
that.
guess I should do that
Let's tweet this. I'll retweet it.
Yeah. Let's see. Streaming.
Yeah, you do all the work and I'll just repeat that shit.
Yeah.
All right, streaming with Kyle, FPS Doug, and Jeremy. That's who we are, right? And that's all that really matters. FPS Doug and Jeremy. PvP, spell mistake. What do you mean about spell mistake? You know, for someone who's used a computer for so long, that is not
You just
even...
copy paste, man.
I know. You know what? What am I doing?
Type of face, type of face.
There we go.
That's my most used hotkey. There you go.
Perfect. All right. We're live. Joel's engaged full scary mode again. That's how Joel rolls. Full scary mode, playing Minecraft. Building things for toddlers in Minecraft while wearing a hoodie and
I
looking
just played
like
Minecraft
Satan.
before this, and a skeleton spawned in a minecart on your little kitty coaster.
I
that you
saw
built
it.
inside the mega coaster.
Yeah.
And it was just going around and around in circles trying to hit me.
Yeah.
And holy shit, dude! It hit me like every time. Like the AI in that game is awesome.
It's amazing. Archers have crazy aim in Minecraft.
Yeah,
they
they're
really
nuts,
do. They
dude.
really do. I saw that picture and I laughed my ass off.
Yeah, you should
man.
tweet that photo, man. Did you?
Yeah, I could probably tweet that out. It was hilarious, man.
Totally. Yeah, we've been playing a bit of Minecraft. Joel and Derek, put up a server. Sitmoss has a server, or had a server. I don't know.
Had a server. We don't have one anymore.
So what they did, which is really, really cool, we put up a Minecraft server for all of our old school friends from like way back in the day from high school, because now we're all old. Some of us have kids. You know, we're that old. So it's kind of a way for us to keep in touch now that we've all moved across the country or countries, and it's a way for us to kind of play with our kids and get in. So last stream I mentioned that I was going to build a roller coaster for my son in Minecraft. And like the next day I log in, Joel's like, "Hey dude, got the plans laid out, like I got the coaster," like he's like already had built the coaster. So 2 days later, bang, it was an awesome coaster. Probably more work by Joel than me, but we came together, man. Got that power
Yeah,
rail.
no, it's awesome, man. I even love just riding the coaster.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Crazy coaster goes across the whole map, or a big portion of the map, and then I had some leftover power rails, so I made a little kiddie, like if you went to an amusement park, there's like big rides, and then there's like kiddie rides. I made like this little kiddie track, and you can put a cart on it, it just goes forever, like perpetually. Which of course then my son finds like more fun than the roller coaster, because he's like, he just laughs his ass off. He just thinks it's so funny that it never
It's
stops.
insane. It like almost makes me sick, dude.
Yeah, it's almost like he's like, "Dad invented perpetual motion machine." Like, oh my god.
Hey Joel, you said had a server? Like, what's the deal? I thought the server was still running.
No, it's not running anymore just because it costs too much to run every month, and we found that usage was kind of up and down, and some months there'd be a ton of people playing, and other months there'd only be maybe 2 or 3 people would log on. Mm-hmm. So it's like, oh Christ, well this is costing us like $20 a month. So, but then now Derek's running everything right out of his house.
Oh, that's okay.
Runs
So
better than the one we were paying for. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So he's paying nothing now, and we got a better server. It seems it's kind of weird.
Yeah, I remember that. It's kind of like the old bulletin board days, connecting to your home, which Derek ran a BBS back in the day, and Jarett, you ran a BBS back in the day.
I did,
right?
yeah. I ran a BBS. Most people in this chat probably weren't born yet, which is sad. But I ran a bulletin board system. I ran a few out of my room. I had a dedicated line for it. 403-252-7694. Don't go crank calling the number in case that's a real person now. That was my bulletin board back in the day.
That was a BBS. What was it called?
Well, there was a few, but the one I ran the longest, it was called the Bazaar, as though, the Canadian Bazaar with stuff, but really that was actually a front end for a sort of a inter-BBS gaming front end, which is cool. We had the best BRE team.
Oh, Baron Realms Elite,
we
man.
actually had one of the top teams in the world. My team was in a 255 BBS, inter-BBS BRE league that we won. Yeah, I consistently would be dominating. Remember BRE is amazing.
Banking strategies and
just crazy.
Google Baron Realms Elite if you want to know
Baron,
what we're talking about.
Baron as in a nun's vag, not like I'm a baron of a nobility.
Yeah, so we're talking about like when you used to dial in via phone with your modem and play games with people, turn-based games, and then someone else would dial in at a later time, play their turns.
Yes.
And this was how gaming was done.
Yes.
Massively multiplayer
Yes.
online
and
role-playing games.
Yes. And at midnight, all the turns reset. So what happens at like 11:59, you set your modem on like super fast redial, and everyone's trying to fight to get in first to get their turns in first. Mm-hmm. And usually by like 12:01, if you didn't get in, you're like, shit, like who got in? Like is he attacking me? And it was really fun times, and that's why I never went to bed before midnight through all of high school ever. And by the way, this is pre-internet. If you're wondering, like, why would you use your phone to call another computer? That's so stupid.
There is no internet.
There was no such thing as the internet. It actually existed in research labs and at some universities.
The CIA and whatever.
There was no such thing in your home. If you wanted to be a super nerd like us, you had to go the distance, man.
It's weird because I'm like, to look at you guys, I have to actually look this way because you're on my computer screen.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Actually, looking at the camera, I'm like looking into to nothing.
See, when I look at you, I'm looking like, hey, Joel. So if anyone at home is like, why is he looking there? It's like, that's actually eye contact with Joel because can't help it.
Someday there might be the technology to have the camera right in the middle of the screen, but as far as I know, there's no LCD technology that will allow that. But wouldn't that be cool if like your camera was right in the middle of the screen, so you make eye contact with someone that you're chatting with? It's not always like,
dude, I wanted to patent that, but it's already done. But yeah, like why isn't the camera about where your eye line would be? Even in your phone, why can't they put it behind the screen?
It's
right?
just
makes sense.
Just the way that LCD works, the polarizers and it's it's really just a technical limitation, but obviously that would be more conducive to human interaction.
It's true. It's true.
Tweeting a photo.
What just happened? What just happened? Oh my god! Didn't mean for that to happen. That's going to totally mess up everything. Watch this.
You're calling a guy with a chicken, man.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
I don't even know this. Who's the guy with the chicken? How do I just say no? Like, I already said hang up.
Cancel that.
Oh my god! Now it's everything.
What is going on here?
All right. Well.
Chicken guy.
I don't know. Well, watch this. Watch XSplit Halt. You want to see XSplit Halt? Oh god. Oh god. Just don't. Please, right? Stop.
So people want to know the story of the guy with the chicken, but I don't know. I think Dara has to explain that. Dara is someone who's working with us.
That's Dara on Skype. She's our intern, and I have no idea why she has a guy with a chicken.
Hilarious.
I meant to try to add you to our call over there, and I'm just, I guess, bad at Skype. Yeah, we have our first intern, and we are accepting applications for more interns because we're going to hit her with so much work she doesn't even know what's coming, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Pretty good.
Release date of movie.
It's,
Isn't this like a fact that you should probably post somewhere? Isn't this like the most frequent question?
We are putting together an Uber fact, and hopefully within the week or so, we should have a fact to answer those kind of questions because we get them a lot. But that question is not really possible to be asked. I mean, we'll have an answer for it, but the answer will be vague because it really changes. In fact, we were just yesterday talking.
It's probably an NDA issue, but we should.
Yeah, talking with X company about why,
yeah.
And scheduling dates when you're filming this kind of movie because there's obviously we want to piggyback certain things at certain actual live events. Our schedule works on other people's schedules. So, anyways, it's hard to say. Optimistically, if you're like the biggest optimist in the world, it'd be end of summer. That's like crazy. Realistically, end of year. If I'm more negative, if I'm like, if I had probably more experience making movies, I'd probably be like, dude, like summer 2014. That's probably the reality. But I'm still trying to be optimistic and say fall or something. But I think I'm kind of a dreamer. But it's my fault. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Geoff would probably give a much more accurate answer as to when it's coming out because he doesn't treat me as quite as unrealistically as I do.
Yeah, so he says.
No, it's good. It's good. Plus or minus 1 year. Any date.
Yeah, I'm like, if
that's the margin of
everything
error. Plus or minus 1
perfectly
year.
aligns in the universe this fall. So that's what I think. Yeah. Who has the biggest dick? Well, we've never been answered that. Never been asked that. I'll be happy to say that I have no idea because I've never seen Geoff's penis. We've been friends since grade 5. 10 years old. Never seen his cock.
Although Joel's senior penis.
That was not you guys told
Joel's
me
senior penis,
prerequisite to even be on the show is to see both your penises.
Sorry, what?
I said Joel's senior penis?
Joel's seen my cock, yeah. A couple
seen
times.
that.
A couple times. Well, Joel and I used to live together. I'll tell 2 funny stories. Joel and I used to live together, and when I was in university, and he lived below me. So it's actually Stacy owned the home because she's lucky. No, she works hard. Sure. And so he lived below us. It was like split up and down, but we had an open door because we're all friends. We all landed together because there was like 5-6 PCs in the house and 5 to 6 college people. So
like crazy EQ going on.
Crazy FPS like CS and America's Army and stuff. Tons of that too. Crazy Diablo 2, like so much Diablo 2. Anyway, so I'm just so used to Joel coming and going, I don't think about it. And also, I'm kind of nude a lot around the house, or used to be prior to my little guy. Now I don't feel comfortable flapping the cock out in front of a little guy when it's like perfectly his head height. Just a little weird. But prior to being a dad, I was always nude around my house. Like I think when you're home, you should not have clothes on. You should have your temperature at a good level. Anyway, so one day Joel just comes upstairs from the basement because that's where we live, and I'm like, oh, good morning, man. He's like, oh, hey, man, and it didn't even occur to me. Like I'm just playing a game and I'm completely naked. Yeah, Joel comes in. Joel sits down next to the computer, and Joel looks over, and instantly I see a look on his face. And you know when you can tell right away that someone's like goes into a moment of shock, and I just look down and I'm like, holy shit! Like I'm completely naked, and Joel's now sitting right next to me, just looking at my naked body. Yeah, it was weird. Dave's seen my cock too.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, I feel left out. I haven't seen your cock.
I know. Actually, you're the only one. I could pull it out right now. But, no, Dave did and this is the weirdest brain fart. Dave, I was wearing sweatpants. Dave was over. He was playing Tetris. Dave used to pretty much like live on my couch back in the Pure Pwnage web days. And I don't know why. Like, if you're home by yourself, sometimes you would just like maybe pull your pants down, scratch your balls, or just like pull your pants. I don't know why, but you just do those things. Or maybe I'm weird. But Dave is just...
He's doing it right now.
He's just right there. Like, he's just right there looking at me. And I just pulled my pants down. and it was just like... And I pulled back up, and Dave was like, what? And Stacy just starts laughing. And I was like... And then I went into shock because I have no idea how my brain...
You just got so comfortable with Dave.
I got so comfortable with Dave that I thought I'd just take it out.
It was like a non-erotic fap. It was just like
it was very non-erotic.
Move things around a bit and just
Yeah, it was.
That's hilarious.
It was weird, but yeah, it was good times, man. Funny times. And in fact, it almost happened a couple times after to show just how comfortable I became with Dave. Is that it almost happened two other times where I literally caught myself. I'm like, what am I doing? Like,
it's like you just subconsciously want to show Dave your cock so much.
Yeah, there could be something there, man.
It's like I took a picture of my cock and I'm halfway to emailing it to Dave. I've typed his email address halfway and I'm like, what am I doing? Like,
yeah, well,
yeah.
Dave at Pure. What am I doing?
I'm almost showing my cock. Whoa.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's funny, man. Miss Dave. Look forward to seeing him soon.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Yeah, man, this summer, Dave's got to appear somewhere in our proximity.
He's going to appear, man. He's going to appear. The other funny story was, do you remember Are You Trying to Kiss Me? Does that ring a bell, Joel?
Oh. It's like, dude, no, I'm sleeping.
Yeah. So it was super early web days when the whole business exists out of Geoff's dorm room at this point. So I'm sleeping on the couch, like literally, and then Geoff sleeps in the bed, and then he's got his computer.
Like sleeping on the couch.
Yeah.
In the floor.
So it's like, oh, we're filming an episode. That means Joel's come out to.
Well, not only that, you guys were sleeping on piles of bandanas.
Yes,
right?
yes, we alternated every night. So we brought Joel to
Make it a little softer.
Yes. And you know, so we've all got to crash in Jeff's little dorm room floor. So we'd alternate. Now Jeff's taking the bed; it's his room. I don't blame him. But Joel and I are like, you know, couch floor alternate. Now it's a school floor, like a gymnasium kind of floor. Like it's just there's zero give. It's like might as well be cement. So we didn't really have anything put on there, but we had all these boxes of bandanas we bought to the store. So we laid out a bed of bandanas and we would alternate. And on one of my couch nights, and Joel's right next to the couch sleeping on these bandanas, I had some kind of weird dream or something, some pseudo reality dream. Joel says it was a dream, but maybe it wasn't. But basically, in my
just like dreaming about me kissing
you,
dude.
So my dream is I'm on Jeff's couch sleeping. This is my dream, and Joel gets up and tries to make out with me. And so I just jump like out of the couch. I'm like, "What are you trying to kiss me, dude?" Like, and Joel like wakes up and he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "What the fuck are you trying to kiss me?" And he's like, and just like, "What?" I'm like, "What are you trying to kiss me for?" And Joel was just, you know, it's 4 a.m. Joel's like so confused, but of course he's Joel, so immediately he's just laughing so hard. And then reality kind of sets in, and Jeff comes out of the bedroom, and it was like, "What's this commotion?" And then it was really like Jarett had a bad dream.
Or a good dream, depending on how you look at it.
Depending on your perspective.
But Joel, weren't you making some lip smacking noises as part of your going to sleep? Weren't you like?
Joel's got them big lips, man. He's got them lips, and he needs to apply moisture like all day to those lips, man. He's sleeping all.
So guys in the chat are asking us, they're saying, and we sold those bandanas? It's like, yeah, man, we sold those bandanas. It's like, slept on by Joel and Jarett, like fully sold.
I sleep in the nude, so...
They were...
Oh, man, there's definitely cock bandana contact.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to ruin it, but they were in plastic. They were in the plastic. Which made it so comfortable, because every time you roll it was like crinkle, 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 crinkle. Stacks of bandana don't really have much more give than a cement floor either. Like
not much.
But yeah, if only we had hoodies back then, I'd have been like, hoodie bed, shit, son. Who needs a real bed?
Hoodies, yeah.
But all right. Well, we've got moderation today, so we probably have a much better chance to
moderation.
Yeah, answer questions stuff. Femme Fatale, our intern, is in.
She's been appointed as moderator in the chat.
She has, yeah. We have this call over here going, but I don't really know how to add people to this call. I can only...
multiple calls. I gotta go get a drink. I'll be right back.
All right.
That's acceptable.
Should we add people to Skype, like a call-in show? Like, wouldn't that be kind of cool?
Dude,
If we added people to Skype and, like...
We should.
Did a call-in show, like, hey, talk to us. And...
Well, for sure. Now that we're getting comfortable here in our setups, you know, actually after today, after we've been in the same room in the new location, there's no more obstacles. We've done every possible configuration. We can start improving the show, and I think it'd be cool to do cons. I really want to start getting more, famous figures on the show too, because I don't know if you've been watching the streams. We've been very lucky, and had a couple awesome guest appearances. But we've had everything from a whole bunch of Riot employees like Demon, like probably the biggest and best showcaster in the world for League of Legends. He played with us. We had a game once with 7 or 8 Riot employees in the game. It was an all Riot game. We had Athene come on and play with us. So Jeremy Athene was pretty cool.
Yeah, I've been watching his streams.
I've been tuning into a couple too. Well, he's been trying to get promoted to Diamond, and he's in Platinum. And
with his rise in the middle technique, eh?
Yes, and it's actually they've done a cool thing in their league placement in League of Legends, where if you get to the top of like your division kind of thing, if you're familiar with StarCraft, probably more so the league stuff, you actually qualify for like a best of 5 or best of 3. And then it has it up there on the league list. It's like people that are playing promotional series, and you have to win your series. So of your next 3 games, you have to win 2, and then you get promoted. So when you're in your promotion series, you're like, oh my god, like there's so much on the line. The stakes are so high in those games. I've never been in a promotion series, but I imagine it's unbelievably exciting. Anyway, so he's trying to get promoted to Diamond, which is realistically the highest league because only 50 people are in Challenger. That's not really realistically attainable for anybody. Yeah. Or for most people.
What are we talking about?
Athene. Like he's trying to get into the highest bracket of League of Legends, and he's been doing these placements. So I tuned in because he tweeted, he's like, oh, I'm doing my placement matches. Yeah. And I tuned in and watched him lose, and it was actually pretty tough. Like I was watching him, and you can tell, I mean, he's Athene, and he's got his character and stuff, and he's trying to play and entertain people, but you could tell he was like his heart was a bit broken, man. Like,
Hey, what are your feelings?
Hard to be on
about
stream
those,
and lose that placement, I think.
Yeah.
I felt really sad. I had to turn the stream off. I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna cry for the guy. But
What are your feelings about those pro League of Legends players getting banned for pretty much their foul language and shit?
I love it. I think it's great.
It's honestly great because that in most professional sports, it's like, you know, they have codes of conduct.
In
right?
most professional sports, they have almost repercussions. You start talking shit, you're gonna get, in hockey at least, you're gonna get your face pounded. You know, it's like you can't just walk up and punch that little punk in the face. So it's like, what are the repercussions for him being an asshole?
Yeah. So there's that, like especially sports like hockey where they self-police on the ice, where they're full contact sports where you don't shit talk because the guy will literally break your nose in the next game. But sports that have no contact, it's almost more akin to, like, say, when you're like sports that have no contact. Well, outside of the game, imagine you're in a press room and some Major League Baseball player, like some zero contact sport, basketball, something that's like really dainty, and
basketball is dainty.
Come on, dude, they can't even touch each other. It's like a penalty. But imagine in a press conference, he starts like swearing and shit on, calling the guy a retarded fag and stuff. It's like, dude, the guy would be banned from the league instantly. Like, that's it. Or face the hugest fines, hugest suspensions, and then they would say, next year come back and see if you've learned how to act like a respectable human being, like an adult. So when these guys are professionals and Riot Games wants to build a professional sport, you can't have the people that are ambassadors to your sport acting like 12-year-old retards. I use the word retard. I shouldn't ever really use the word retard. It's not really cool. But that's what they act like. And so when Riot came, I was like, okay, yeah, you're banned. It's like, you know, there's a lot of, you know, cries of injustice, but really, man, you're a professional, and that means something. And I know these guys are young, but maybe they're going to learn the hard way, but it means something to be a professional, right? You're not just in your basement home. People are looking up to you. They're going to emulate your behavior, and that's sort of like toxic behavior. Is like, not even Jeremy's that bad, man. These kids. Like, really,
no kidding. Yeah.
Look at those guys' tribunals, because you can look them up. Like, dude, these guys went way beyond rational. Like, it's out of control, the stuff they're saying. They're horrible people. So anyway, I hope they learned a lesson, and then they'll grow up and get some pubes and be like, wow, I should be nice to people, and it'll work out.
Yeah,
it's true. And like Riot focuses so much on the health of their community and on, you know, not having toxic players in their games, and it works. The systems they have in place work better than any other game. Like I haven't been griefed in League of Legends, you know, and it's like I hope more you know, game companies and developers follow that model, because, like, you know, I went back and I played StarCraft 2 not too long ago, and someone who was losing was disconnecting their connection and making me wait 60 seconds, and it was like, it blew my mind. It was like, am I in 2004? Like, someone's wasting my time in a game. Like, somebody like is griefing, you know, 8 other players or whatever, like, by just unplugging his internet. And it's like, I felt like I was in a time machine, like in the past, like, you know, because it hadn't happened in so long a game, and then it occurred to me, wow, that's really silly that someone can waste my time, but there's easy measures. It's like, if you disconnect, it's 2013. If you disconnect, it's not just an internet glitch or someone picked up the phone or whatever. You know, it's like, get a real internet connection or don't play the game. You know, it's like if you disconnect, your dude sits there.
Jeff's the disconnection Nazi. It's like, oh, you disconnect for a second, loss.
Basically, but it's like, hey, guess what? 99% of other people don't disconnect, right? It's like, why are you the one who gets to grief us for that? Anyway, but yeah,
griefer mentality is still something that boggles my mind. I still don't understand. Like, last time I was griefed, at least, I guess, was in Minecraft, and just have random show up and just start either destroying shit or stealing stuff, and it's like, well, we've got mods in that can just reset that stuff. You know, we come in, we've got guys in there, within 10 minutes we'll just restore it back, and you just wasted 10 minutes of your time where it only took us 30 seconds, you know. But in their mind, it's like, what, worth it because it was 30 seconds of irritation to me? Like, I don't get it, like, at all.
Yeah, I know. Well, yeah, man. You don't get it because you're not a griefer. It's not in your system. On some level, it's like fun for them. Imagine that if you like took something in the bathroom and shoved it up your bum, and it was like really awesome, and you did that all the time. You'd be like, I don't get that, but hey, man, he finds it fun. And so that's how I look at griefing. It's like, I don't get it. I don't understand how making someone else feel bad makes you feel good. In fact, I think that's kind of psychopathic. And a lot of these kids I meet in law, I'm like, do you also torture animals? Like, should the FBI be watching you, dude? Is this phase 1, and then you move on to killing people in 5 years?
Well,
or what?
You know, so some people, they eat excrement, right?
Well, they
it's
do,
like
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like they like it. It's erotic to them.
Yeah.
If you like eating shit, then it's like that's your thing. It's like, well, some people like eating shit on the internet. Greek
Germans,
people.
man, shit. I've seen some German porn, man. They're all up in that
It's
shit.
like, hey, people are into whatever, right?
They're pretty strange.
Yeah.
Maybe sociopathic is a better term, but either way, it is kind of sociopathic. But I played Ultima Online way back in the day, so it broke me. Like nothing on the internet has shocked me since Ultima Online.
Yeah.
Nothing since then. My introduction to Ultima Online, in fact, a quick story. So, got to playing Ultima Online because of a guy at a burger shop I was went to. Anyway, so I go on. It's like my first night. I make my character. I'm going to be an animal tamer because I love animals in real life. And I thought, cool, this is like kind of a role-playing game, and maybe I'll go in there and I'll tame animals. So I go to the woods and I'm taming like I think like deer or something. And I'm working my way up to like brown bears and like really dinky stuff. And then and this guy comes over and he asks me like, oh, what are you doing? And I told him like, oh, I'm going to be an animal tamer. I'm going to be a grandmaster tamer. One day I'm going to have my own dragon. It's like, oh, that's great. Here, I'll help you out. Cool. I'll show you the ropes. So he shows me the ropes and he's teaching me about taming and takes me out to this more dangerous part with dungeons. And we just get like he's teaching me the game and we get like load up with stuff. He takes me, we kill these trolls. And now I can't really do much, but it's mostly him. So we're killing it together. We're looting all the stuff. And we had 3 hours. This guy played this game with me. And here I'm like, wow, I played this game 10 minutes. I've already made my first friend. And he's like showing me the game. I'm like learning so much. And we get to near the outskirts of town, and we're encumbered. Like we're carrying so much stuff that I can't really move. And we get just outside of town, and he turns around, and then just like Vaz Flam Corp, boom, kills me, and then starts laughing. And then his buddy comes, and they take all the stuff off my corpse, and they walk into town.
But he's communicating with his buddies. A total setup for 3 hours.
So what I was like, I was a mule to him. I was like, I helped him carry his stuff back to town.
Yeah.
And then, so I resurrected and I came back and I see him at the bank and I try to talk to him. Won't even respond to me. Won't say anything. Like just like I don't exist anymore. And then finally he says to me, he's like, "Welcome to Ultima Online."
So you know what though,
like,
dude?
there's his
I don't
lesson in
mind
life.
shit like that. Like that was almost like well done. You know, like well done, dude. And especially in a game like Ultima Online or even the original EverQuest, where the community did police itself, and that guy obviously could have been like famous for doing that, you know, and he was known then, and you could watch out for that dude eventually.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, did actual reputation matter?
Like that added that almost adds to the game, you know, like that element that guy did that that was an experience that you had. That's not like griefing to the point where it's like pointless.
Oh, sorry, yeah, that's actually not.
He had something to
griefing.
gain. Yeah,
that's just kind of
stealing.
It's the sociopathic kind of behavior that I could never do, because and these types of players would always use the exact same excuse. It's just a game. But that actually, like, logically doesn't really make sense because we're engaged in an activity. It's kind of like, you know, you go to play tennis with your friend and you just keep hitting the balls at his head and then whack him in the head with your stick. And he's like, dude, I came here to play tennis. You're like, dude, it's just a game. Just a game. It's kind of like, actually, that's an excuse to be sociopathic. We're engaged in an activity as two human beings that should respect each other and have fun together. And that's why we're here.
Well, you know, the phrase "just a game" is a canned phrase that has no meaning today because it's one of those things that people accept as truth because it's a common saying, but it's actually completely like false. Like you know, there's just because you call something a game, it doesn't mean it's trivial.
Yeah, it's not a game. It's my life and my time that you just wasted. You just wasted 3 hours of my life. You just pretty much killed me for took away 3 hours of my life. You know.
Yeah.
But you know, like Jarett's story, you're not commenting on the game itself. You're commenting on the nature of humanity.
The nature of humanity.
Right?
It had
So it's like
Ultima
it's the fact that guy, you know, used that perfectly valid mechanic that made the game awesome, as Joel pointed out. But it's the fact that someone does that.
Yeah.
And laughs about it.
And so, I was thinking about a couple months in the game, and once I hit like Grandmaster Archer and Grandmaster Tactics, and I started to become somewhat competent, I find a new player. And I didn't take this other guy's around and pretend to be his friend. I was a role player, so I went right up to him and I said, you know, good evening. And he was like, hey, man. Because he's not. And I'm like, I wanted to let you know that you are going to die, and I'm the one who's going to kill you. But you have 10 seconds to run. And the guy's like, what? And I'm like, 10. Type in chat. 9. And he's like, what? And at 7, he just starts running. And I chase this guy down and I kill him. I have probably very few times in my whole life felt as bad as I did at that moment. because we're in the middle of nowhere. The guy's so new. I know there's no way he's going to find his game. Like, I literally thought I was going to, like, puke, because I was waiting for the rush. I thought, oh, kill's got to be so fun. I'll be laughing, because that's what everyone else does, and maybe I'm just missing out. And I just feel totally disgusted by myself. So I pick his stuff up, and I spend the next hour running around trying to find him. And I find him at a bank and give him his stuff back. And he doesn't even really care. He was kind of like, oh, man, should I... Yeah, and I was like, wow, like...
Maybe it is just a game for him.
Yeah, and for him, he's like, fuck, it's a game, dude. I'm like, no, it's not just a game.
See, someone's writing in chat, PvP is the best thing in any game. You guys should relax. Maybe there are people that don't take gaming as seriously as we do, and that's why, because either that guy's a sociopath, or he just doesn't take gaming seriously. You know, he's got other shit to do in his life. You know?
And as for, like, See, and you know, I'll bring this up because I heard this a lot. It's like, dude, PvP is what makes it awesome. PvP is amazing. Absolutely nothing that I've said speaks against PvP. In fact, the fact that I've spent the most of my gaming life playing competitive 1v1 games suggests that I'm quite into PvP. In fact, the reason I got out of, you know, those types of games to play only RTS was because, obviously, PvP is great, assuming it's fair. Assuming that both people are interested in playing that game. Then it's fun, and it's fair, and it's competitive. And PvP, as far as most games, is fun. If it's done well in an ethical way, but griefing someone or, you know, playing them socially and then making them feel bad to get a laugh, that has nothing to do with player versus player. That has to do with sociopathy. Like, it's actually completely separate. And in fact, I would hope if you've watched the show and have ever watched any streams or anything, like, there's probably very few people that are as pro PvP as I am. Like, I really believe that fundamentally all gaming is about player versus player. I'm not really so much into player versus environment, but that doesn't mean that, you know, acting like a psycho or making other people feel bad for your laughs is what's acceptable.
You know, what you're talking about is a system of justice in the game. Mm-hmm. So having a justice system. You know, just like in real society, it's good to have a justice system. I think we should mute Joel because we're hearing ourselves back through his... But...
how do I... Hold on. Where's Joel here? Oh, he's back.
But, you know, wouldn't that be the best PvP game if there was some justice system where, yeah, you can get away with murder, but if you really screw someone over, you know, there can be repercussions and some justice.
Ultima did, you know, have that if they tried to. So you would get red flagged. You could only kill an innocent person like once every week or something. It tallied your kills.
Yeah.
As soon as you had a certain tally, you went red. And if you're red, you can't go in any towns the guards kill you. You can only go to one place to buy or sell any of your stuff. And if you're red or gray, because you're recently a criminal, anyone can attack you without becoming gray or red themselves.
Of course, yeah.
So you pretty much
there
open
was a
yourself
system
up
of justice
to
kind of.
So people just had Smurfs and et cetera, to do their thing. And actually, you know, I got to know because again I role played, and I was friends with a lot of PKs. And again, maybe I'm not being clear enough. There's such a difference between PK, which is also
player killer.
It's a player killer. I knew role-playing player killers. They were the awesomest dudes, man, and they're the nicest guys in real life. But when they played Ultima Online, they role-played an evil guy. And they did things like I did. Like, they would walk up, have these awesome role-playing exchanges, kill people. But it was never, you know, abuse and exploit in the game. Use UO extreme, and then after you're dead, yell racial slurs at you and lol all over the place. Like, there's such a difference between those types of players, and they're both PvP and they're both evil PKs. But one is a good person who's role playing evil and playing the game properly, and another's just an asshole.
Yeah.
In real life,
so you know,
playing a game.
To the guy who was commenting, who we read his comments out, he was talking about you know, he takes gaming seriously, but he's, you know, he likes PvP because it's a great game mechanic. It's like, you know, you play in a non-PvP server if you don't like it, right? But I think the point still stands is that when Jarett killed that guy, he felt really bad, didn't want to do it again. There's some people that kill the guy. You know, we're not complaining about the existence of those mechanics. We're complaining about the fact that there are people in society that do those things and don't feel bad at all.
Yeah, and use really simple justifications, which I imagine serial killers use really simple justifications too after they do some horrible thing. But it's just a game. It's just life, man. You're in heaven now. Who cares, man?
Yeah.
Or something.
Sweet. Well, here's the guy. So that's fine for Jarett, but I think it speaks more to Jarett's personality as just a nice guy as opposed to call anyone who's going around picking people.
Exactly. It's why I know it's hard in the stream because again I could probably talk about this for like hours. In fact, like I almost wanted to. I was so into Ultima Online. I thought it was such a profound experience socially that I almost wanted to switch majors and do a whole thesis on humans existing in virtual space. But it's really not that. Like I don't have a problem with PKs. I don't have a problem with murders. I don't have a problem in that. I have a problem with people that had a certain behavior in the game that was not a part of the game, that was quite sociopathic, and it reflected poorly on them out of the game. And anyone who derives their pleasure from someone else's real-life pain, not from their in-game character pain, but from the pain they cause the real person sitting behind that monitor, and that's a disassociation that a lot of people have. When they're playing a game, it's almost like they don't realize that that other guy in an MMO, like, that's a real human being behind a computer who worked very hard for that gear, very hard for whatever, and he's, he has his own needs and his own dreams in this game. He wants to do his things, and you've come in and you've done something else. So he's a person. And again, if that doesn't bother you, if you're like, yes, I know he's a real person, I don't care, though it's funny, you're a sociopath. Like, that's like just technically, but you have no empathy. You just don't care about the fact that he's a real person. And you use reasons like it's just a game to justify the fact that you don't feel. That's it.
Well, of course, and to the guy, MixJ444, yeah, we're not arguing against you or taking a different point of view. We're just using what you're saying to sort of propel the discussion. And yeah, it's like it's true. We're not trying to debate you or anything like that. But it's good. Your comments are great.
Yeah, they are totally. I don't have a problem with murder, Jarett Cale. Don't take that out of context. No, in fact, the reason Ultima Online was the best MMO ever made is because they had this open system. No MMO will ever bring me back. I'll never play one again until there's open PvP. And what happened...
the original EQ was kind of similar. I mean, I didn't start off with Ultima, but the original EQ was my kind of introduction to that world, and it was somewhat similar, with that kind of community policing itself and the open PK system and stuff. And I kind of had a similar experience where it was me and my buddy Dan Rowe, we'd always be together, And there was a couple times we got ganked, and finally we kind of met in real life to make the decision to actually gank somebody. It's like, yeah, okay, tonight let's go out and hunt a barbarian, let's go up north into the snow area and let's go hunt a barbarian, kill him. And we did it. We finally, this guy came along and we killed him. And all he said afterwards was just like, why? Like, why?
Oh, that's so sad, dude.
Yeah, and that just killed me. And immediately I was on the phone with Dan. Like, we always played on the phone. I'm like, dude, maybe...
Oh my god, Dan.
Let's get together and talk about this. So we met in real life and made the decision to give him his stuff back. And we sent him a tell him hey, let's meet up. We'll give you your stuff back. Of course, he was skeptical the whole situation. He's like, yeah, right. You guys are gonna gank me again. But no, we gave him his stuff back, and it's amazing. That happened probably 15 years ago. I don't even know how. 10 years ago, more than 10 years ago.
Remember it. You're still talking about it,
yeah.
And no, not even that. This guy is friends with Dan Rowe still
to this day.
To this day, he's still friends with my buddy, a good online friend with him. He became one of our good buddies in the game. We started rolling with him and everything. And yeah, it was amazing. He was just so happy that we gave him back his stuff because again, he had this one item that he was just man, you don't know how long I played to get that item,
Yeah. Well, I played when I
took it.
When I played EQ and I was level 12 and I was leveling in, I think it was East Common Lands outside of Freeport somewhere, and it's saying, and this is early, EQ just launched, and I was a wizard, and most PKs were commonly wizards because you could wear no items because we played on Ralosec obviously, and you could play with no items and be 80% as effective as if you were totally geared up, unlike a warrior. And so Ralosec had item loot, which in EQ is a huge deal because it took months sometimes to get one piece. So people would be afraid of me because I'd come in generally itemless because I want to minimize my risk.
Shout across the zone.
Yeah, so I would just hide in the corners near the zone line, and I'm behind this hill, and there's this magician there named Tyken, and I've been watching him play, and we were leveling there for an hour, and I could tell that he was keeping an eye on me, and I could almost tell from his behavior that he was worried about me. Meanwhile, I'm worried about him because just no one wants to get ganked. So we're playing there for an hour, and I see a druid. Now druids and wizards were the biggest ganking class because druids could snare and then dot and DD, and they could catch anyone if you didn't have J boots. And so I see this druid come in the zone. So I'm watching this druid, and sure enough, and you could tell by his positioning, he's going to gank this mage. So now we've been sitting here for an hour, and I know he's been scared of me. But I know I'm not going to kill anybody, and I like the fact he's scared of me because I know he's not going to kill me. So I watch this druid come in, and as soon as the druid starts casting, I'm just over there in a heartbeat. I lightning interrupt him, boom, just burst, and just kick the shit out of him right there. Loot his body in front of him, and the guy was like, dude, thanks. I'm like, yeah, no problem, man. Went over there, started camping. He came over, he's like, do you mind if we meditate next to each other? I'm like, yeah, no, cool at all. 2 years, he was my best friend in EQ. And even outside the game, we kept in touch for about 5 years. We've kind of lost touch now. I don't think he
That
ever
one
knew that I
moment
was...
of kindness that was like rarely shown. Bro.
But in a video game like EQ, and especially on ROFLMAO, like if you make a bond like that, in real life, I think loyalty and trust is like paramount. Like that's so important to human relationships. But in a game like EQ and UO, like these anonymous games where 50% of people act like psychopaths, to find someone that you can actually trust, that you know for sure is not going to kill you, will hold your shit, give it back, stuff like that, it's invaluable. It's invaluable. And we became good friends. We gilded forever. We played that game for 2 years together, all from that moment, right? And if that guy hadn't have tried to gank him, it wouldn't have given me this opportunity to save him and prove, the type of player I was. But so, by the way, all in UO and EQ, and the reason I always play PvP servers because I love killing PKs. Ever since that first day on Ultima Online, I devoted my MMO life to finding people like that and murdering them. That's...
What are you eating over there?
A little bit of Tim Hortons action here.
Welcome to Canada, Tim Hortons. I was just going to say, and I was laughing, we could call this show...
Is that free advertising for Tim Hortons there?
Canadians on MMOs. It's like there's 3 dudes talking about MMOs, and we're all like, I could never hurt anyone, and how could anyone be so mean, and I just want to help everyone. It's like 3 Canadians. Like that's how we rock MMOs, man. We're like helping out our neighbor.
I thought we were creating
you need some help over there? Do you need some money or items? Yeah, man. It's Canadian. It's pretty funny. But, Tim Hortons here. So Canadian, man. Tim Hortons coffee. Talking about how it can't help but be nice in games.
Did this tweet never go up? God damn it.
By the way, have you been looking at the chat at all, Geoff? Joel?
Oh, me? No.
Yeah. So there's the guy, Cable 3 and then 3 Eyes, like Keblee. I wonder if Jarett remembers this. He posted something. It didn't come up on my thing. I think it's blocked or something. But he posted earlier. Do you remember? That's Chastity's dad. Do you remember Chastity's dad?
Oh, no way. Are you serious?
From the Vancouver police? Yeah. So he's in the chat. And he was saying earlier, she's 13 years old, dude.
Oh, hey, wow, really?
Yeah. There's a fan in the chat. He's an old school fan. He came to live premieres out in Vancouver, I guess 8 years ago.
Wasn't she like 7?
She was 5. She was 5, I think, right? 5 or 7?
I think it was 7.
Maybe 7 years old, but like a young kid. She's like 13 now. She's probably smoking cigarettes, man. Hanging out at the 7, dude. I hope not, man.
Don't say that. He's probably like, that's my daughter you're talking about, man. Shit.
Anytime my father tells me, like, I have a 13-year-old daughter, I'm like, oh, you are asking for abuse right now, man. Canadians may not murder you in game, but we will abuse you about your young daughter. How's the script progress? Good. There were some big questions in the air about where we were going to head, kind of mid-Act 2 through to the end, like kind of really big questions that we've answered. And so just knowing that and having that sort of confidence to move forward is extremely exciting. Mm-hmm. And I've had a good week. Like there's been multiple times. What sounds stupid or arrogant or whatever, but multiple times where I'm just laughing my ass off in my room, like wiping tears away. I'm just like imagining this, like the scene playing out, and just like how it's in, just how how golden I think it's going to be anyway. So I'm actually really excited. It's been an exciting week for me, the script. Although taking a lot longer than I thought. Turns out writing a movie is a lot more daunting than even I thought.
It's not easy. Wait till you get into the rewrites.
Jesus. But nonetheless,
you're writing it as you go.
Kind of. At this point, we're just trying to get a first draft. Because once you say, okay, here's a first draft, at least you have that. And then you can move on to the next phase. And plus, once we have a first draft, we can even maybe get outside opinions as well. Right? We could show it to other people and say, like, what do you think? We do have access to people that have been writing for a lot longer than we have. That would probably be happy to give us some feedback and stuff. So that's really good. Yeah. Although I have to admit, like I'm eager to, do more than write. I can't wait to get maybe not the cameras on, but even just start, scouting locations, man.
Mm-hmm.
Imagining physically creating it is it's getting pretty exciting, but long and hard. But yeah, man, it's a good week, I think.
That's really awesome, man.
Yeah, I'm happy. And
Someone said Joel was funny in Cardboard Warfare 2.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that more like a drama? Wasn't that a pretty serious role?
Yeah.
It's a weird line, I guess.
It's kind of hard to say what it is, you know, the whole cardboard element of it.
It's comical inherently, I guess.
But yeah, I think it was more meant to be a drama.
I get asked a lot of people what happens with Chris at the end of the web series. Chris is the character that gets introduced at the very end of episode 18, and you know, obviously that was going to be a pretty key storyline, but it was also very intimately related to Teabag's storyline and et cetera, and we don't yet know if like Monica, the actress who plays her, or the character way back in the movie. And even if we did know, which we don't honestly, I still wouldn't tell you though. So hopefully that puts that question to rest. Oh yeah, are there questions over here? You know, oh yeah, we should mention Joel is shooting a short film soon, right, in LA?
Yeah, I'm leaving this Saturday, actually, man. Going down to LA. Actually, I don't even know. There's a couple hours maybe left in the campaign.
I think there should be at least a few hours. Yeah, he's got an Indiegogo campaign, and if you have any spare cash on you, it's ending really, really soon. So I thought I'd bring it up, so you don't have to.
Yeah, no, man. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think there's a couple hours, but for some reason my keyboard stopped working.
Yeah, it's funny. I never think to do that stuff either. When I was on Total Biscuits podcast during the film, we talked for like 3 hours, and Farron's like, "Oh, don't you want to like talk about your movie?" I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, I guess." Kind of the reason I was supposed to be on here.
Yeah, no, I'm flying down to LA next on Saturday here. Go down there for a week, so that should be pretty exciting, dude. I'm pretty stoked.
Have you been to LA before?
I mean, yeah, I've been to LA, but it's been a few years. That's for sure. Not the last time. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of LA itself. Just way too many people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna look over here.
Would be a chance of another Cardboard Warfare?
I don't know. Clint has talked about it. Maybe doing like a Cardboard Warfare 3 and have it set in like the future, like future war type of thing.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome. But he's super busy right now working with like Corridor Digital and Freddie Wong and those guys.
Well, their offices are next door. Like they pretty much.
Yeah.
The same kind of industrial space. They have such a cool place, man. I had a chance just to visit for one afternoon. It was like so inspiring. There's like 20 dudes running around working their ass off, like so into it, just like making shit. And they had so much gear, and they had a ping pong table and all this stuff. And I was like, oh man, like, yeah, love to work in that kind of environment. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, no kidding, eh?
Yeah. The questions here. Yeah, people always talk about my hair. I don't know my hair.
I gotta go. I'll be right back.
I hate my hair. I thought I was like brutal hair day. I almost canceled the stream. I thought my hair day was so bad.
Oh my god.
But someone asked what product I use. I don't even. It's like a paste. A paste. Do you want to use something that doesn't make your hair glossy, shiny, looks like you haven't showered in days?
I use the same one.
Oh yeah.
And I tried a whole bunch, and keep coming back to it. It's the best.
Yeah,
There we go.
I bought this. I bought it like 2 years ago, and I'm still going. Here there was there'll be a premiere of the movie, specifically in England. We won't know that for a long time. Once the movie's done, we'll start looking at the premieres. Ideally, we're going to premiere it at a reputable festival that exists, maybe Toronto International Film Festival, or like a Sundance or a Cannes. Maybe not those specifically, but something like that, right? If you're familiar with that kind of thing. And then afterwards, we'll see where we can go. I'd love to do, like, if every festival rejects us, then I guess we'll probably do like our own. With the web series, we did our own tours. We did I think our biggest ever was a 7-city stop for the season premiere or finale. Mm-hmm. So there's always a chance to do something like that. And England and Australia were our two biggest shows ever. England, we sold out in like 2 hours and had to book a second show, and there was about 1,100 tickets.
London episode 14, someone's just saying.
Yeah, London episode 14. So I think there's about 1,100 people, and then only Melbourne passed that with like 1,150 or something. They came out to the Astor Theater. So those two places are huge. So if we end up, having to make our own tour because everyone in the world's a huge noob and doesn't want to show our movie in their premieres, then
I'd love to do the Astor again.
I'd love to do the Astor Theater in Melbourne for sure, and I'd love to go back to London for sure.
It'd just be such a shame if Pure Pwnage didn't make it into some kind of festival or theater in that movie. What's it called? Noobs?
Noobs. Did that make theaters? Some? I don't know.
It had some kind of distribution. I'm almost positive, man.
Check out Box Office Mojo.
It's Noobs with a Z, right?
Les, will there be more micro battles? I don't want to spoil or not spoil or anything, but for this question I will kind of. It's that I don't think so. At least right now we haven't even been close to that headspace of micro battles. It's been very reality driven, a very human story too. It's different when you have a film that's totally standalone for 90 minutes versus episodic programming like our web series, the TV show. When you have an episodic web series, you can be very topical with your content because you're filming, releasing, and every month or two you can put out something that reflects the last month. So if there's a new meme that everyone's talking about in the gaming community, you can ha 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 make a reference to that. Everyone's like, oh wow, But for something like a movie, it doesn't fit as well on that note. And I think for what we want out of the movie, and what we want, the feeling we want to give people, especially when they leave the theater, it's really working for us to just ground it totally in reality and tell a very human story about possibly the greatest video game player of all time. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the now old and fat greatest gamer of all time. The weight's not coming off as easy as it used to.
Yeah.
Wow. But still, decent little bits of progress. I know, little bits of progress. I'm moving in the right direction.
You seen Hugh Jackman getting ready for the new Wolverine?
No.
Just super working out is crazy. Can you imagine getting a role like that and then it's here's your 3 professional trainers and dietitian.
Yeah.
It's you have no control over your body anymore. We're just going to make you super ripped and best shape of your life.
Yeah. Well, honestly, as soon as we book the first shooting day, as soon as we start moving into production, I think that's going to be a huge alarm bell. It's going to be crazy fasting. I think you'll see some big drop there.
Do the maple syrup and cayenne pepper again?
Yeah, maybe. That worked out well. I don't know if you guys have ever fasted before. I took a fast with
maple syrup and cayenne pepper.
Yeah, maple syrup. You do a little bit of maple syrup, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and a little bit of lemon juice, and mostly water, and you just exist off that for a week or so. I did 7 days with Dave and Stacy a few years ago, and now I don't necessarily subscribe to some idea that it cleanses you because I'm not a biologist and I just don't know.
Who knows?
Who knows, right? And so I'm not going to be oh, do this, it cleanses you. It's all very kind of pseudo-scientific when I look at it. But
there's so much debate of whether or not it's actually healthy or not.
But that's not why I did it. I did it as a personal challenge. I'm can I do this? I know other people can do this, but do I have the willpower? Can I actually not eat for 7 days? And then it ended up turning into as a I don't know, the word spiritual almost applies in a totally non-religious context. I just mean to become totally in tune to your body and to feel everything you bring in. When the fast ended, I started eating little bits of food again, and you could just feel it sitting in your stomach, and you could tell exactly what your body wanted and exactly what it didn't want. And since that 1 7-day period, I've eaten better and been a healthier human being forever. And I've never gone back. It had a permanent impact on my health and my eating habits, because it was almost like after 30 years of eating crap, my body forgot and no longer knew what it even wanted, because I've been beating it down with grease and stupid North American garbage food for so long, and then you just have this breaking effect when you go on a fast and you start over again, and it's almost like, okay, now I'm a human being. Let me look around. What does a human being eat? What does an omnivore like me, this ape, what's best for my body? You start eating it, and man, when you eat something that your body loves, it's like, well, I had a cucumber on the day I ended my fast, and it was the sweetest thing I've ever tasted. It was almost like too sweet to eat.
So good.
You don't even consider a cucumber sweet for the most part. I couldn't eat a strawberry. It was like, oh my God, no. It was like pouring chocolate down my mouth. It was so sweet. The idea of eating chocolate, the idea made me want to puke, after it ended. because it's way too much. Like your body doesn't actually sort of need that hyperdense.
You become so in tune to calories, detecting calories and
Yeah.
smelling foods, and like your sense of smell was affected too, right?
Dude, incredible. But by day 3, I knew what my neighbor was cooking, because your body starts getting so hungry, and all of your senses heighten. And one interesting thing, because a little bit of scientific blood in me, and I kind of wanted to know. So I was using Tetris as a measure of my mental ability. And what I suspected that by day 2 or 3, my rating would drop, my ELO in Tetris Online would drop. Turns out, day 3, 4, 5, I hit my highest rating ever. And to this day, I never cracked it. I hit 74-12 in Tetris Online on day 3 or 4 of my fast. I had not eaten. I have never been clearer and more focused on anything in my life. And I felt like I was on a totally a new level as a gamer. And I don't know why. I should have been so tired. I should have had no energy, nothing. But man, my brain was so focused. And for one moment, I was Japanese, man. And I was just killing everybody. And then I started eating again. I was like, fucking rating tanked right back to like 7,200.
Well, it's one of those things too. Like you become attuned to eating things because it makes your body feel good, not because it tastes good in your mouth or because it's salty and fatty. You eat for how it makes you feel after, right? It's like I feel good after that meal because it's healthy and like that kind of a thing. Like,
yeah,
it's one of those things. If you like when I used to eat garbage, it's like when you eat enough garbage, your body just you feel okay eating garbage,
oh, yeah,
right?
yeah,
but it's
totally.
like as soon as you start eating healthy, your
Like,
body's like, what the
guys-
fuck are you putting? I can't eat a fast food burger without feeling like shit after.
Yeah. Oh, I couldn't even eat one now. Wouldn't feel like shit. There'd be shit flying out of my ass. You'd see it everywhere. Is this a? I thought we were learning about owning noobs. We don't care about eating it, dude. Owning noobs is a philosophy, and it starts with your person and radiates outwards into ownage. And if your person isn't being fed properly, like if you're not even eating or drinking properly, do you drink water, dude? You should drink so much water. Here's a general rule of thumb on how much water you should drink in a day. Pour yourself a big glass of water. When it's empty, pour more, and if it's not full, you're not drinking enough, and that's it. That's my life philosophy. Like, I drink so much goddamn water now, it's insane.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's shit like coffee and pops and stuff. They actually dehydrate you more. So every cup of coffee you have, you should actually counteract that with a glass of water.
definitely, yeah. Yeah, it's also dehydrates you, right? Coffee. Anyway, so whatever, man. You guys think owning noobs is all just about mechanic, man? It's about health. There's a reason, even in Korea, the pro gamers, at least in the Brood War days, the first thing you do in the morning isn't log in and play StarCraft. It's go for a run and go to the gym and have a healthy breakfast. Because ultimately, like, you are your person.
Well, not even that just
Keep
gets
that shit in
everything
good health,
flowing
man.
more, like going for a run, exercising,
Yeah, man, or going exercising, whatever. But just consider your physical health when you consider your mental health and when you consider your ownage. And like I said, man, considering my personal health made me a better gamer.
Oh,
than
more in
I've ever been.
Tetris, yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of using game, another topic. Anyway,
You guys have anything to say about the PS4 announcement? Launch? Did you watch that launch?
MEH, maybe? I don't know.
MEH.
Wasn't it kind of meh? I don't know. Was I the only one? Like, they announced everything. I was like, oh, so like a computer from 2006. Like, that's kind of what you're trying to sell. It's like, it has an x86 graphics processor, like 8 gigabytes of memory. I'm like, well, that costs $64 at the store. What else you got for me here? It was really disappointing. The controller looks hacked
They
together.
couldn't even, I was just going to say, they couldn't even evolve the controller.
Dude.
The analog sticks are still in the worst place ever.
Dude,
It's
if someone showed me that PS4 controller and they said, and it was an article in like Kotaku, and it said like, and because Kotaku puts a lot of articles like, sort of like garage jobs hacking together. What do they call it when you're modding stuff? And
yeah.
if someone said, look, I modded my PS3 controller to have a screen kind of like the Wii's, I'd be like, oh, that's a pretty good
It's not even
job.
a screen. It's like a
a guy in
touchpad,
his-
dude. It's not even a screen.
Yeah, and even then I'd be like, that was a pretty good job, man. But the aesthetics it doesn't really. But no, this like somebody's like, here's the controller. Here's like some weird touch thing. I was like,
It's got
oh,
a share button on it now, though.
yeah, a share button. Oh man,
Oh, a
even
button's
Nintendo
dedicated,
didn't
yeah.
put a share. Oh, that's so embarrassing. Like, what the fuck is with sharing shit, dude? Nobody fucking nobody cares, man. Nobody cares. I play this game. Let me just.
Yeah,
Well,
an entire button.
A button.
Like not even just a
fucking
portion
button.
of the screen, right?
Yeah.
It's like it's a whole button.
What are you fucking doing on a PlayStation? When you're playing like Little Big Planet, you're building some fucking level. It's like, let me share with the world what I'm doing right now. Let me share. Fuck. Anyway, it's kind of weird, but some of the actual demos, like the tech demos, were impressive. I mean, people, you know.
It has some interesting concepts but I just don't know if they'll actually be able to like implement them. You know, like the ability to watch your buddy play a video game and stuff like that as he's playing. You know, I came up with this like idea the other day. I don't know. Do you know anything about the game Watch Dogs? Where it's like it's kind of like they showed a demo of it at the.
I'm not too familiar.
That's that one with all the surveillance cameras and shit like that.
Okay. Yeah.
But, you know, if they came up with an idea like you can, you know, because that's a big part of the game is the surveillance cameras. So if you were able to like, as your buddy, kind of, you know, go into those surveillance cameras and you can watch your buddy playing through those surveillance cameras and maybe, I don't know, trigger the cops to your presence or something like that, or be like almost like a DM, you know, and like kind of control the game and have elements controlled by your buddy. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah. When you started talking, I thought you were controlling.
Implemented or able to be implemented.
Some of that stuff is cool, and I like the plug and play of it all, and the equal play. Like there are advantages. It's just that I really thought when Sony was going to have the PS4, they were going to just blow Nintendo out of the water with something. Be like, dude, fuck the Wii U, bro. We got this shit. But really,
man, have you seen Nintendo's numbers lately, dude?
No.
It's
How much money is it printing? Not as much, or a lot of money, or no?
They're way down, dude. They're way down. But what's interesting
like their
is that
stock?
Sony stock actually went down the day of their announcement as well. Their stock went down.
That doesn't surprise me.
What does that really say?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Well, the Wii U launched. I think the system launched at a great time. They didn't have any games to launch with it.
Well, they didn't have any games.
You have the system, you're like, well, what the fuck do I play on this game?
The big problem with Nintendo, dude, is that they're kind of marketed towards that general public. And I guarantee you, most of the general public still doesn't know the Wii U's even out. And once they do know the Wii U's out, they're like, well, what is it? Is it just an upgrade for my Wii? Well, why am I paying $300 for that? You know, my Wii's fine.
Yeah. Well, I pay for it because I'm just a fanboy. I'm like, oh, Nintendo made a product here.
Well, yeah,
I should just give Nintendo like
Nintendo was counting on
direct deposit access to my bank. And, like, just take my fucking money.
Aren't you still playing the Wii more though than the Wii U?
I do, yeah. Like even since getting the Wii, the Wii U, only Wii games get played on it. Which is a little bit of Wii Fit, and actually even my son is doing Wii Fit. You know, he started doing yoga. No, I don't talk about my son. Dude, you gotta see him do yoga. It's the cutest fucking thing you've ever seen. But anyway,
that's hilarious.
It redefines adorable men. But anyway, go to some questions, right? A couple of people asking this. Hey guys, I've always been a huge fan of the music at Pure Pwnage. Will you guys be using some of the old music or composing new score and soundtrack?
It should be all new for the movie, so, you know.
Oh, shit.
Well,
even I was like, oh, it's going to be half an hour.
well, you know, but new versions of old songs, maybe.
I imagine it's still
something
the same
new.
feel, though,
Yeah, like I might,
you know,
might do a new version if you like go to Noobs, or might do, you know, a new Noob song or something. Or,
yeah,
you know.
It's actually like one of my.
Is that risky? Like putting new music? Like, is that like George Lucas putting in new music in the old Star Wars?
It's I don't think so. No, especially if they're recognizable melodies. And I think it's important because I think it's very important that Geoff wins maybe an Oscar for Best Original Soundtrack to a movie. Because there are actually very few movies made in which, like, beginning to end, totally original soundtrack. And the Pure Pwnage web series was like that. It's like, if you don't pay attention to music, you don't appreciate it, then you're a total noob. But, like, that's really special and rare, especially when it's that good. So, like, you know, we're making a movie, and it's a totally original movie, and with a totally original soundtrack in which, you know, Geoff makes it or produces and ROFLMAO owns it, that's actually really rare, that you don't just license other people's songs. And there are awards for that kind of stuff. And I think he deserves one of those awards.
Yeah.
So, Oscar.
Well, hey, blame Canada. Wasn't that...
I was just going to say, Matt,
was it a comedy?
At least.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So that's my dream. It's our best shot, too, at an Oscar, man. So it's all on you.
Well, you're not going to beat out what's his name? Lincoln.
Lincoln Park?
No, Lincoln, the guy who
Lincoln.
Daniel Day-Lewis. Daniel Day-Lewis, man.
Are you gonna roll up your rim,
Daniel
bro?
Day-Lewis.
I'm gonna roll up the rim on the stream.
I hope you win on stream, dude. I do.
Where's the rim part that you?
Look for the arrow.
The arrow points to it. Okay. Got professional Tim Hortons here in the room.
Apparently.
You can also take off the cup that's outside.
All right, here we go. I'm taking out the cup. I roll it up here to the camera. You let me know if I win or not. What does that say?
I don't know
I don't know.
Is that the right spot?
Can the fans
No, I
tell
don't
us?
see. Yeah, what does it say?
You're gonna get trolled.
It's like it's nothing.
It's a blur.
There it is.
Let's read
Please
it for real.
play again.
Oh, please play again.
Big.
Sorry. You suck. No free car for us today.
Too bad.
That's a shame.
Bro, do you even roll? Yeah, loser. We lost.
Let's see. One guy asks, I'm having a hard time and I need some tips on balancing my studying and gaming. Now, and as a long-term, hardcore, sometimes addict gamer, I have some decent strategies I'll share with you. But then again, I didn't do as well as I wanted to and failed a lot in my own implementation of these strategies, so it takes willpower to implement. But one thing I do is punish myself for losses. So instead of getting mad and raging, you'd be like, okay, well, I'm studying. Well, I'll have a game of StarCraft 2. If I win, I get a second game, but that's it. If I lose, I immediately have to do something like the worst thing on my task list, like immediately. So you take the worst off the list. And I would always have sort of a punishment reward system for my performance in games. Now I've adapted that sort of system with push-ups and sit-ups and jumping jacks and stuff like that in order to help me. So if I lose a game of League, I do 10 sit-ups, 10 push-ups. If I win, I do 10 jumping jacks because jumping jacks are fun, and they're easy. So stuff like that. But I would incentivize yourself based on your performance. And then, The
That's
best time to
cool.
do push-ups is when you're mad because you've got all the adrenaline in the world. And in fact, it makes you feel way better. Like it really does. Like when you
Yeah.
lose and you have that anger, don't even think. Just take your headphones off, do 10 push-ups, sit back on your computer, and I bet you're smiling. Like I bet you've just like released that tension. You queue up again, go back at it, done. And ultimately, though, if there's ever any collision of priorities, school is the most important thing you're doing, like in the whole world. So if there's ever a conflict and you're like unsure, default school, like always default school. But go kill yourself. That's I don't know. Not you, man. Not the guy who asked the question. Just
What would happen there? Are you still there?
I am another question. I know you guys are big fans of League of Legends. Recently, Smite has been gaining popularity. Have you played Smite yet? And if so, how do you feel? I haven't played it yet. Have you played it?
Smite's a hero?
It's a 3D MOBA. So it takes more of a World
it's
of
a
Warcraft camera perspective, but is League of Legends. So instead of top down, it's like you're in the world and it's 5-on-5.
Interesting.
It's
Like
pretty
FPS.
interesting. Yeah.
Oh, like we could watch a trailer here or something.
I applied for beta like super long ago and never got an email or heard back, and then I kind of forgot about it. And I've seen some videos, and it also it actually really appeals to me. I think it's a cool concept. It could be like more immersive. Maybe you could lose yourself more than League, but at the same time, knowing that these types of games like League, Dota 2, probably Smite, the knowledge requirement that you have to become even decent at the game is so big that with like my small amount of free time these days, like the idea of starting over and being a complete noob again in another game that requires a year to learn is like, it's a little bit scary. It's probably the biggest reason I'm not like excited to play a lot of Dota 2. It's like, well, okay, even if the game's good, it's like I'm a year away from not completely sucking. You know, it's yeah, it looks pretty good, huh?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. We're just watching the trailer here.
Well, if any Smite devs are out there, hook me up. Or is it open beta now? Because last year, whatever, I don't think it wasn't open, but it's open beta. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Huh.
Joel, have you played LOL?
If you're good at Dota 2, you're good at every
Nope,
other
I
MOBA.
have not
Hasn't
played
played.
a single second of LOL yet.
Making roller coasters and or trains in Minecraft.
Yeah, no, I haven't managed to boot it up yet, man.
I made him install it. I threatened that we might play it on the stream today. Our plan today was to play League on stream just because Quinn, a new character, was supposed to join the league today. Join the league, me.
Join the league.
Join the League of Legends. Quinn, which isn't really a big deal. There's a new character every month, but this character is an AD carry, which is my role. So it doesn't happen very often. I get like a new character that's like, it says specifically, it's like, hey, Jarett, this is kind of for you and how you like to play the game. But didn't happen. They delayed the patch by a day, and so we don't really have anything planned. I don't know what we're going to do. But the good thing is it's ADC released every 2 weeks. This guy, funny guy, this guy.
What's released every week?
Just some noob in the chat who clearly doesn't actually play LoL. Thinks that they release 80 carries every 2 weeks. Actually, the league is only releasing champions. They're only releasing 12 this year, so one a month, and there's 5 roles. So there's probably only going to be 2 ADCs this year. So on average, there's going to be 2 to 3 of any role in between there, at least one. It's pretty rare. I've been waiting for a new ADC for a long, long time. I think Draven was like the last one, and I had no interest in playing him. Didn't appeal to me at all. So it's been like so long since there's been an ADC that I think Varus was the last ADC that came out that I was like, holy shit, like I'm excited to play that with that kit. But Quinn's kit is weird. It's kind of weird. It's either going to be totally broken or it's just going to be kind of balls.
Someone just accused you of being a LOL fanboy. I think that brings up an interesting topic of discussion about what is a fanboy. And I think a fanboy is somebody that defends a company or a product or a game regardless of anything. So, I know a lot of Apple fanboys, like AntennaGate happens, they're like, well, it's hard to make a decent cell phone, guys, and Steve Jobs died, so it's hard for a company to keep going without Steve Jobs. It's like, like they'll defend any kind of criticism, of the product. Now, I don't think Jarett's a LOL fanboy. I think it's just that Jarett gets really, really, really into things, as you may know. So,
any game I'm playing, this is how I talk about it, man.
You get really, really into things. But, if there's a problem with LOL, it's not going to be defended unconditionally. So, yeah, that's the difference between a fanboy and somebody that's into something.
Yeah. Fanboys like, what? The PS4 is the best thing ever! But, actually, sorry, what did you say about the PS4, though? I just heard that you said something negative. Don't actually know what you said. Jump to the defense first. It's funny. But these kind of comments are coming here. Dota and LoL are both shite, and if you play them, you're a shite, too, kind of thing. Hear that a lot. We'll almost admit
it's a team mentality, man. Everyone has to belong to some kind of team.
It is, yeah. It reminds me like when you're in school, you're like, I'm a skater, I'm a goth, and you're all...
Yeah.
No, exactly. It's like some kind of identity. It's like, are you either with them or are you without them?
I'm an FPS guy, and so everyone that plays RTS is shit. And I'm an RTS guy, which takes the most mechanical skill, so anyone that plays League of Legends is shit. In fact, someone asked in chat earlier, I forgot this question, because I have a lot of experience with both games, League of Legends, StarCraft 2, what takes more skill to become a professional at? And so I think the answer is sort of twofold. In terms of raw mechanical skill, like you want to look at your actions per minute, the process in your brains, the number of threads in your brain that need to be operating simultaneously, etc. It's pretty... I think you'd have a really hard time arguing for League of Legends. I think that every League of Legends player that I've had this talk with over beers has also said the same thing, StarCraft 2. It's absolutely the hardest game to play in the world. It has the highest skill cap by far of any game that's played competitively. I mean, it's like sort of the ultimate 1v1 challenge, where even at 300 actions per minute, you're doing half of what you could be doing. Like there's always room for more, and that's incredible mechanically. Mm-hmm. That said, if you wanted to be a pro and say get sponsored by a team in one of these games, you'd have a better chance doing it in StarCraft 2, because there are 1/10 to 1/50th the number of people playing it. So there are 1/10 to 50th the number of people trying to become pros. And in fact, because that extremely hard mechanical skill cap in StarCraft, you might have a better chance because it's so off-putting for a lot of other people. Whereas in LoL, it's a weird thing because you'll play the game for 6 months and you'll hit what you think is the physical skill cap. You're like, well, dude, I have zero reaction to anything. I understand the characters, I understand everything. But then there's this whole weird intangible team element of like, you can't even tell. Like when I watch Curse, I don't know if you guys watch the LCS, but Curse has just been killing everybody. They lost the first game yesterday, but 1 game out of 9, they're killing. You can't. It's hard to tell why. Even for me, and I played a lot of League, and I watched a little bit of League, but man, like their team play is on another level, and it's this weird dynamic thing. So a lot of StarCraft players, because they're mechanically fucking amazing, they're like, oh fuck it, I'll just go play LoL and I'll kick ass and I'll become a pro at that. But they don't go anywhere. Like how many of the Korean pros that switched over did anything? Because it's a totally different thing, and there's a weird. And I'm not good at it either, like the whole team play thing, because that's not really me. But yeah, it's a different thing. So there's 2 questions: what's harder and what's easier to become a pro at? And somehow the game that's harder, I think you probably have a better chance of being able to crack that pro barrier because of a lack of competition for people trying to crack that barrier. Oh, LCS spoilers, man! Come on, dude. Come on. If we're talking NHL and I want to talk, say, the Leafs lost last night, you're like, dude, I had that game recorded on my TV. Sports are sports, man. Sports are sports, man. No such thing. Can't spoil sports. You can only spoil Harry Potter.
You can spoil some sport, I think.
Leafs do suck, man. I agree. Don't even think I'm a Leafs fan. Fucking Jets, right?
Sure.
Flames too, but Flames and Jets, man. Really, just trade a Ginla to the Jets, and then it's just Jets. I'm really a Ginla fan and a Jets fan, man.
Somebody needs to really boot that one dude out of the chat, man.
Which guy?
Alex, yeah, you literally have 2 abilities. I don't know if he knows what literally means. You actually have 6 on the lowest characters and up to like 10 on the higher ones. But no character has only 2. But that's okay. It's funny. Most people that use literally don't use it literally.
Especially when it's a mathematical certainty of whether you're right or wrong, right? It's like there's a natural number that is either not that number or is correct that number. Like that's pretty.
Femme Fatale needs the band power. Oh, I almost timed her out. I don't want to do that. Wait, am I logged in? How do I give someone mod here? I did it to Wyman once. Where's Wyman, man? He's got to save us. No, you're not playing now. Femme Fatale. I don't know. We'll figure it out at some point. Wait a minute. So that guy that's been shit-talking all the whole time plays Timo? All right. Look at that. Oh, I thought the guy was a mod. He's just a turbo subscriber. I need to be a turbo subscriber. Someone should auto-make me one. Twitch.
The turbo subscriber.
You can subscribe to Twitch on the whole, and then you get no ads anywhere.
Oh,
and it's actually really, really frustrating because today, when we were doing all the testing, and we have our test stream coming up and down and up and down, trying to see if we can get all the audio okay, every time I'm like 30-second ad, and I have to watch. Like so every test, and sometimes it took me 10 seconds to switch the variables and then go back and test again. So like, 3/4 of my waiting time is actually watching an ad because I'm not turbo.
Brutal.
And I don't run ad block. I should run ad block, but I'm Canadian. I'm like, give them the revenue. Fuck it. Ad block's killing esports, guys. Come on, watch the ads. Watch the ads. Jarett, am I a fan of The Walking Dead? Not really. I think Joel watches it though, right? You watch The Walking Dead?
Yeah, man, I love The Walking Dead. I'm a huge fan of it, actually.
I saw this.
I can understand why some people aren't, I think they expect it, especially season 2, I think they expect it to be a lot more about zombies, and it's not really a show about zombies, It's more about a show about relationships and how people handle, like, zombies and shit like that, Sorry, I'm fucking going through an ad now myself.
Yeah, I only watched the first few episodes, so not really fair to. I have to be.
No, I think it's great. I don't think it compares anything to like a Game of Thrones, though. I think Game of Thrones is easily the best show on television.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, so
And
exciting.
yeah,
So close, so close to the end of the books. I'm 150 pages off being done.
Oh, really?
Yep. So
Nice.
I'm just finishing up book 5, and Stace is freaking out, man. She's just like a couple pages off the end of book 2, and she's just trying to get through book 3 before the TV show starts and spoils
Yeah,
everything
yeah.
for her. Because you don't want the TV show to spoil the books. Like, you know the books any better. Like, come
Yeah.
on, man. Like, unless you don't read books, you should. The book's always better. It's a good rule of thumb. Yeah, I'm pretty excited. March 31st, right? I think.
I believe so. Yeah. I think that's when it comes back. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I'm also a fan of Sons of Anarchy. I know there's a couple people mentioning that. I just started watching that season because I watched it before and then I got out of it and kind of into season 3 now. It's not bad. It's better than an average show, but again, doesn't touch like Game of Thrones. There's always those like kind of cheesy moments or Sons of Anarchy. There doesn't seem to be any like badass characters. They're all kind of just like none of them really seem like legit bikers. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Have you ever seen the show, dude?
I have. I saw the first season, I think. Again, like, and it's not that I actually enjoyed it too. It's kind of like a biker version of Sopranos, although not quite that level of writing. But
Yeah, yeah.
But I have such a
Very
backlog,
similar.
and I find that like, in terms of priority in my personal time, watching just like linear narrative is like the lowest priority for me. It's like if I've got 1 hour today, you know, T's sleeping, and I'm crashing, and I've got 1 hour, dude. I just want to get my first one of the day, or I want to just play a game for a second, or read a book or something. So it's like the last thing I decide to do is put a movie on or put a TV show.
Yeah.
And generally, I've got to be pretty brain dead to want to do that, because usually I'm like, I want to really be interactive. Like if I have free time, like I want a game. Like but
No, yeah, I hear you. Yeah, it's also the same thing that I do, kind of thing I do at night. You know, whatever show I've got queued up that day, it's what I do right before I go to bed. You know.
Yeah, I watched a lot more before The Little Guy. That's for sure. And now it's like when he goes to bed, I'm so tired. It's just like, oh man, I couldn't stay awake. I think I need to game because it keeps me awake. If I put a movie on, I'm like, you know, I've seen the first 10 minutes of so many movies now. It's pretty sad. But Rolf Productions is gay. I don't know who Rolf Productions is, but
That's
man,
that same dickweed that was like spamming shit before, man.
Oh, you think
He's
so?
Just an idiot.
I love how it's Rolf.
Yeah, that's how retarded he is, man.
Oh, he made me laugh, man. He made me laugh. Whatever. Wait, it's very funny. What's my opinion of Origin? You know what? Okay, I have to pee really bad, and I could probably talk for like an hour on General Stone Origin, but as soon as Geoff sits back down, you know, Geoff and Joel for a bit.
Are you gonna get?
Yeah,
get out of here?
I'll take it quick, super quick.
Hey. All
What's
right.
up, dude?
Hey, not too much. There's no piano to entertain people with here, unfortunately.
Oh no, shit.
No. Play some Dota 2 with us, Geoff. Oh, it's that whole thing of like having to learn another game. Dota 2 was awesome though. When that time we played it on the stream, it was awesome, and yeah, I could see myself getting into it. But
That's another game I got, but I just have never loaded up. You know.
yeah, it's there's so many good free-to-play games nowadays. But my favorite game all time. I don't know. I played a lot of Civilizations 2 and Masters of Orion 2. Yeah. There's that new Sim City coming out.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit interested in playing it. I've never been that big into Sim City. They've always been things that I've checked out and like played for a couple days, and then I was kind of over, you know. But so I'll probably do the same.
Yeah.
They released betas like I think last weekend they had open beta for
really?
4 hours or something like that.
Well, that's kind of cool, but yeah, again, there's that whole like DRM, whatever. Like I hear it's crashing and buggy and all that. It's
Oh really?
yeah. Well, I don't know. I read some articles, people complaining about it. Well, it's beta right now, but of course,
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
it's like, yeah, it's one of those things. Like their brand isn't very strong because of the quality of the product, some of the products they've put out. But Yeah. Anyway, we'll see. I might play SimCity. SimCity DRM is actually pretty good. Okay, maybe it'll be better this time around.
Oh yeah, hopefully, yeah, definitely, hopefully. Yeah, no DRM is good.
Yeah, man. Joel, what FPS are you playing these days?
Like Black Ops 2, man. That's what I've been playing. That's my style. No, actually, I shouldn't say. Well, yeah, still play a little bit of Battlefield 3 every once in a while. I'll pop that in. But well, what do you want me to play, dude? It's like, oh god, no, Joel. It's like, oh, it's an FPS. It's like, well, what other FPS? CS:GO? Like, it's what the fuck? It's like, it's an FPS, man. Jesus Christ.
Blops 2 is pretty decent, people are saying. Hey. CSGO is like, it's... Well, I guess it's Counter-Strike sort. It's like, it's so similar to Counter-Strike, and I guess, we talked about this before, like, I guess they didn't want to change too much about it. Right?
No, and like, yeah, I don't really blame them, but that's what I mean. It's like, it almost feels like playing like a 5-year-old game, CSGO, you know
Basically,
what I mean?
Yeah.
And, yeah, I don't mind it. Like, it's... I don't know. The whole people hate Black Ops, people love Black Ops, this and that. Again, it's like the team mentality. It's like, I'm sorry I happen to like the game style play of Black Ops. Yeah. It's like, I guess I should go kill myself.
Yeah.
But I mean, even in Black Ops, like I haven't even been playing much of that lately. It's like one of those games. Like, is the frustration worth the benefits of it? You know, like when you do have good rounds, like you have good rounds, and then you'll have like a round, like 2 or 3 rounds of just shit, and it's like, is that massive frustration even worth it? Or I'm just like, my heart rate starts going up, and like you can actually feel yourself getting angry, and it's like, damn,
your
man,
hands are shaking.
What am I doing? Like,
yeah.
I can understand if it was a super competitive thing and you were taking it serious, then yeah, sure. But when you're just in pub matches playing with a bunch of scrubs, it's like, well, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
I didn't mean to break the conversation by returning, man.
No,
It's
just
a good piss. Thanks for asking.
Just talking FPS and
Stuck. Talking FPS.
Are we gonna play BioShock Infinite?
Yeah, I'll definitely play BioShock Infinite, man. I love the BioShock series. I love the whole atmosphere of that series.
Yeah, I like the Art Deco style. The art style was really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. And, you know, I'm not huge into single-player experiences these days, but I'll play the odd one.
Man, for me, like, Fallout 3 was, I think, my favorite single-player experience.
It's another one. You know, it's...
Oh, like, and you've never played it, right?
I own BioShock 1, BioShock 2, and Fallout 3 on Steam. All purchased on sale, usually during Steam summer sales.
You've never played any of them?
Never even installed them. I'm like, oh shit, $5 for BioShock 2. Boom, let me buy that. Sit there. It's like something in my brain, I'm like, oh, it's good to know I own that. It's good to know. Maybe one day when I'm really bored and have no internet connection.
Hey guys, in stream chat, should we convince Jarett to play Fallout 3? Like, what do you think about it?
Fallout 3? Should I play, man?
Should he play Fallout 3? Come on, you know what the answer is.
No. Okay.
Yes.
There's some yeses now.
Yes. Yeah, man. It was really it really made me appreciate single player game design, and that you know, it's a non-linear sandbox. You can go anywhere you want, type of a thing. But it wasn't like you know, I kind of felt pulled in the right direction, and just I would naturally explore in neat ways.
Well, did you play Skyrim, man?
Skyrim is the same thing. Fallout New Vegas is the same thing, except it bombards you with too much shit and too much story at once. Like, it didn't really pull you to the, you know, I felt that Fallout 3 gave me the right amount of story, the right amount of new stuff, and it wrapped stuff up at the right times. Whereas those other games, it was like, oh, I got 30 quests, I got 30 storylines, I've lost interest in all of them. You know, it's like that was. But so the true trick of good design of that genre is giving you the right amount of story, yet giving you the right amount of freedom at the same time, so that it's natural for you to just have stories you can follow, and then having self-contained stories like, oh, what happened in this vault, and then you're interested in that, and you're focused, and you're not distracted like, oh, I like this story better. It was like every story was interesting, and every experience, and every time you found a unique weapon or some unique character or had a new follower, it was just like. Anyway, that I thought it was designed very well in those respects, and that's why I highly recommend it. And Fallout New Vegas, it wasn't the same. It was a bit too, I still played it, I still enjoyed it, but it wasn't as.
Yeah, I didn't play Fallout New Vegas, but
I played Skyrim. I bought that one too, day one.
Yeah.
I was all caught up in the hype, and it was kind of sad. I think that was the last time I bought a game, I think, for like $60 day one. It might be the last time I ever do it. It was cool. It was pretty, but there it sits in my Steam account. I think it's like 14 hours played or something. And I was like, wow, $60, and I played like 14 hours before I just went back to StarCraft. I think at the time I was still playing StarCraft 2, maybe League, I don't know, but I don't know. It didn't hook me the way I thought. It was beautiful and everything, but then as soon as I started getting into combat, it was like clunky, and then I just started romanticizing about Ultima Online and how better this game could be, and why isn't it an MMO? Why am I by myself in this amazingly beautiful world they built and I can't share it?
Yeah, that's
like,
another
oh,
thing.
come on, and then I was just done. Fucking went back to whatever.
Yeah, it'd be nice to at least team up with 4 of your friends or whatever and do content. My other complaint about Skyrim is that there aren't more difficult places, so it's not like, oh, you have to be a higher level to go to this area.
Yeah, I never found it difficult or really challenged,
Yeah, so of course there's the difficulty slider bar which you can change in real time, which is again is a whole other debate, but it's like, oh, you're dying a lot. Why don't you try reducing the difficulty? It's like, well, then why do you even bother like trying to get better, But like, once you get pimped out and you got awesome armor, you got awesome weapons, everyone's made of paper. There's no way, okay, now I'm equipped to go to that area and explore that cool looking place I wanted to go to but couldn't because I was too much of a noob, right? So that was totally missing from Skyrim. It was like, yeah, you can go everywhere at once at level 1. And it's kind of like, oh, like I kind of wanted to have to invest some time and get better to explore new places a little bit. So that was kind of balls. Fallout 3 had that aspect. They did that properly. But yeah, man, Fallout 3, if you're going to do a single player FPS RPG, that's all I got to say is Fallout 3.
Some people, back to some questions, I guess are asking about Calgary. We'll be in Calgary April 26th to 28th.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to come too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Jeremy, Kyle, and FPS Doug. For the first time in 3 years, I think, since we've all actually been there at the same time.
Yeah.
At the Calgary Expo. This year, April 26th to 28th. The Calgary Expo, by the way, is like really cool. Especially for where it is in Calgary, it's actually turned into an unbelievably cool con compared to most we go to. So if you live in Alberta and you don't appreciate that, you should, because it's a rare thing and you're very lucky to have it. So yeah, don't ignore it. And then come meet us and hang out. We usually have games too. Almost every single year we've ever done it, we've had some type of tournament. Usually that I participate in. We've had Smash Brothers Melee tournaments, which I didn't do so well in.
Yeah, we're teaming up with Node Gaming as usual. Yeah.
We had a StarCraft 2 tournament actually, and I did some shoutcasting for some of the finals. We have Tetris tournaments, which I'm no longer allowed to enter because I win the tournament, and it looks kind of stupid when the guy put on the tournament kicks the shit out of everybody. But it's fun.
Well, you should just give the prize to second place.
I should. It should really be like everyone's fighting for second place.
Yeah. And then we'll make you a crown that we give you. That's like the crown that you get every year presented.
Yes.
Do that.
Joel, now that you have a PC, people are asking what you think about CSGO, but what they probably don't know is that you just, as in like last week, right, got
we kind of
a
this
gaming
is kind
PC
of part
back.
of the conversation we talked about when you were gone. But people were asking what FPSs I play, and I said Black Ops 2, and there's an outrage. there's like 50-50. Most people hating it, and others saying yeah, and others saying go play CS:GO, and yeah, like I said, I kind of talked to Geoff. To me, CS:GO, I've played some of it, and to me, it just kind of feels like a 5-year-old game. It just kind of feels like playing more CS.
So it's not a game for 5-year-olds. It's a game that was made 5 years ago.
Yeah.
It probably.
But again, it's all just opinions, dude. Like some other guy was asking about Halo 4 and what my thoughts are on that. I don't play it because Halo's not my type of game. I don't like jumping 30 feet in the air, and I don't like the feel of Halo guns or the sound of Halo guns, so I don't play it. But if you do like the Halo series, then that's cool, But I just prefer to play Black Ops. It's just my type of game, And Battlefield 3, I love Battlefield 3, another great FPS, and I play a lot of that too still. So.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, I was going to ask you that.
Battlefield 3 is great. It's like a different style again from Black Ops 2 to Battlefield 3. Completely different game styles. Black Ops 2 is running around, ramboing, killing, dying every couple of minutes or whatever. Whereas Battlefield 3 is a lot more strategic, I find, and there's with the vehicles added into it and shit, just adds a lot more dynamic to it. So,
my biggest problem with Black Ops is that the community calls it blops.
Yeah, it's so terrible.
That's like the sound that my shit makes coming out of my ass and hitting the toilet. I thought LOL was bad. Like, I almost never played League because the acronym was so embarrassing. I'm like, oh, really? League of Legends? I'm like, LOL?
Yeah, LOL, really?
But then I'm like, played it. But blops, I draw the line at blops, man.
I just hate the fact that people actually vocalize acronyms. It's like they're not meant to be vocalized. It's just like something we type. You don't actually have to say that shit.
Yeah. Well, someone asked me like verbally, like, "Yo, you into blops too?" And I was like, "What? You fucking no! I want to punch you in the face right now, dude. We're in real life, right now. Like, don't say blops out loud. Like,
yeah, don't
fuck.
say blops.
Oh man, it's as painful to me as hearing pwn in real life. Like, it really is. Like, it's yeah. Anyway, blops too. The lull when PP is vocalized. There's exceptions to every rule, my friend. Favorite indie games? Well, Joel would. Oh, we just lost Joel. No, he's back.
No, I'm back again.
Joel would have better answers. Although I was just playing an indie game.
My most recent favorite indie game is Antichamber, man.
Oh yeah, you were telling me to play that.
Loving it. Such a mindfuck. Other great ones. There's tons of great arcade titles out there that I play, man. They're just so good because it's like, for $5 to $15, you can have a good 6 to 10 hours of fun gameplay in a lot of these,
Oh yeah, man. Well, dude, I finally on my iPad grabbed Plants vs Zombies because it was free this week. And
oh, is it nice? Yeah, that's a great
like ultra newbie game. It's actually my only complaint about the game is that it's so easy. You play it for like 2 hours, like so. Like at what point? When does the challenge kick in? Like it just seems like how come the strategy I derived on level 1 is still working for me like 40 levels in? Like it's right.
Yeah, it's like it wasn't like one of my favorite learning curve games was World of Goo.
Yeah, World of Goo is
right.
Great.
It's like you're like trying to figure it out. It really made you learn the game and the techniques, and you're trying to figure out like this is impossible. Oh my god! And then you have a breakthrough in your mind, and you're like, oh, I'll use this method. And then by level like 10, you're getting into World of Goo and you have skills, and then the earlier puzzles are a joke.
Someone mentioned Mark of the Ninja, which was an amazing arcade title that came out last year. It's like the best version of stealth I've ever seen implemented in a game. Like all these stealth games nowadays are like their version of stealth is, okay, wait behind this box until it's time to go. And then you go, and then if you fail, you gotta, try it again. Just sit there and wait. Whereas like Mark of the Ninja is like, it's like action stealth. There's rarely moments where you're just sitting in a spot for minutes. Like the most you'll sit in a spot at maybe a couple seconds, and you're constantly just moving. It's great. Such a great little indie platformer.
So people were asking thoughts on Hearts of the Swarm. Hearts of the Swarm. What am I, a grandma? Gonna go to Safeways, get some foods. Heart of the Swarm. So a couple things I actually wanted to mention. earlier in the stream, so I'm going to Germany in a couple days, actually. There's the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship, which is the final stop on the Intel Extreme Masters Tour, which is a year-long season. And so you get points, etc. Anyway, so it's actually also the first major Heart of the Swarm tournament in the world ever. So I don't know if you know this, but next week is the first ever Heart of the Swarm, like major, where the best StarCraft 2 players in the world are going to compete, but they're actually going to be playing Heart of the Swarm instead.
Where is this, Germany?
This is in Germany, and I'm going. Although I'm going in a slightly different role than I actually thought myself. So when I first said, "Hey, yeah, I'll do it. Let's go," it wasn't what I'm doing now. So I actually just found a couple days ago, like, oh, okay, so you're going to do the League of Legends analysis desk. You're going to host it, sorry. So if anyone said the last one I hosted the StarCraft 2 analyst desk, this one I'm hosting the League of Legends analyst desk. I don't choose these jobs. And I've actually taken some heat over it. I bring this up only because I took some heat over it. Because people are like, oh, he's abandoning StarCraft 2 and what a, oh, man. It's really not me. It's like, when someone offers you a job in esports, like, hey man, do you want to come to Germany and do this awesome thing? It's like, I don't even ask the specifics. I'm like, yeah, dude, like I love that job. That's amazing. Like, hey, you're gonna host League of Legends. I'm like, whatever, man. So you got heat, man. You bring it up with Carmack, man. You don't bring it with me. But anyway, so I will be there, and I'm like ridiculously excited for the Heart of the Swarm tournament, and I really hope that I have the time to be able to pay attention to it, because I've actually been really excited, especially since Katowice, to see how certain players, who I'll keep secret how they're going to do, who I think are very confident in their Heart of the Swarm far more than their Wings of Liberty, and I think it's going to be really, really cool. People are going to bust out strategies, man. It's so new. It's the first tournament ever. You're going to see so much creative play. I'm really, really stoked. I'm actually really, really stoked for Heart of the Swarm in general, because Wings of Liberty kind of took this dip at the end in the community. If you remember, Destiny sort of started this. I don't know if you guys are into, sorry if you're not into StarCraft 2 and this is just totally Chinese to you, but I remember there was this, Destiny started.
Yes, I'll be right back.
The community's dying, and everyone's like, oh god, StarCraft 2's dying because our numbers aren't as big as League's. Somehow you're the biggest or you're dead kind of philosophy. And then it all got really negative. There was a lot of negativity in StarCraft. And I know a lot of people in the SE scene were bummed out because their numbers weren't the biggest and stuff. But anyway, I still love StarCraft 2. I love watching StarCraft 2. I think Heart of the Swarm is definitely an improvement on Wings of Liberty. I had a lot of issues with Wings of Liberty design, especially as a Protoss player. And I think Heart of the Swarm alleviated some of that. But, again, I'm very critical when it comes to design. I still think there's really big things they should be doing, which I won't waste my breath on here, but Blizzard, man, give me a call, bro, because we got to talk, man. Legacy to Void, you got one shot left. You got to bring my ideas in, man. You got to make the best RTS ever, right? Right? So, Blizzard, I'm here. You got my number, man.
It's going to be quite an overhaul for the best RTS ever, I think.
Maybe. But yeah, I'm actually really, really excited. I'm eager, both as like a spectator player and as just like a, outside observer from a business perspective, to see what it does to the community, the numbers on the streams, the share value of Activision, all these things, man. I'm like bated breath, waiting for the release of Heart of the Swarm and see what it does. I really hope there's a resurgence in StarCraft 2 viewership professionally for the competitive circuit, and I think already the numbers, I was reading a Reddit thread this morning, and I think that the number of players actively playing StarCraft 2 or Heart of the Swarm have doubled, like right away, because they have an unranked ladder now. Which again, I don't know if I didn't stream or anything back then, but people knew me personally. A couple tweets I made, not launching Wings of Liberty with an unranked ladder was nothing short of colossally stupid. It really wasn't. I never, if I was the producer on that project, any capacity, would not have launched that product without an unranked ladder. Big mistake. So happy it's finally in the game. Not even for me. For people to play it without stress and ladder anxiety and all the things that made people stop playing. Mm-hmm. And if there was just an unranked ladder from day one, the community would have a different shape right now. Mm-hmm. So glad it's finally there. They woke up. Still, they could take it new places. But I'm excited. I mean, I love RTS. It's like fundamentally like, that's part of my gaming identity, man, is being an RTS player.
What do you think about bringing our chicken man into the Skype and then having questions asked before we get into the gaming portion? What do you think?
Bring her into the video?
Yeah, the video chat.
Do you know can I bring her without video, or she'll just be chicken?
No. It'll be video because you're on Skype Pro now, right?
I am. I mean, I could video her like this. I think I just did.
See,
Oh, so-
not sure if she
Watch this
wants
one,
to be on video, but
Chicken
we'll find out in a second.
Man. Chicken Man. We have no game today because we were so excited for.
We have no game today.
Oh,
Because we were so excited for. We have no game today.
Oh, how's that?
Because
Why
we're so
is that
excited.
happening?
Chicken Man.
How's that?
Because we're so
Why is that
excited.
happening?
Chicken Man.
Because we're so
How's that
excited.
happening?
Chicken Man.
So excited.
Chicken Man.
So excited.
Chicken Man.
So excited.
Chicken Man.
So excited.
Chicken Man. Chicken Man. Chicken Man.
Chicken Man.
Oh,
Oh, look at that. That's what happens when you
Hello.
you give us a little bit
hi.
of stream feedback there.
Hi, Chicken Man. How you doing?
Hey guys.
I don't actually know why we brought Chicken Man.
well, it's to ask us questions.
Oh, yeah.
You were moderating questions here via text, but we thought we might have Chicken Man sort of ask us questions, with your voice.
Yeah, it might be easier.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
And that's a very, very nice voice, I would say too. So you can you can use your, deep seductress voice and read out the questions and be like, yes, we'll answer that question. Because I'm trying to multitask, and clearly I'm horrible at it. Are you down for that job?
I think she's just getting her shit together. Here, Chicken Man's gonna ask us some questions.
Oh yeah, I want to play Generals too, but I hate Origin. Man, we are in the same boat together. I've become ridiculously excited about Generals 2. And it's funny, you can chart my progression over these streams probably, where I start with complete refusal to get excited about the game, because I've had my heart broken too many times by EA. But in the last couple of weeks, they've lifted the veil and they're putting out tons of information on the game. And I'm watching interviews with the lead designer, and he's talking about how they're modeling their business, the business aspect after League of Legends, monetizing only aesthetics and things like that, different gameplays, not balanced, never pay to win, only multiplayer, not wasting their time making a single-player campaign. All these things that I've been dreaming of for years. And if you went back to 2004 and asked me hey man, what do you want to do with Generals? What should Generals 2 be? I'll be like, well, it should be free to play online, absolutely. No single-player campaign, because why waste the money? Because it used to be 80% of their budget was making the single-player campaign.
Yeah.
And for us, which I never played it, I was like, what a fucking waste of money. So now they're actually making a AAA. They're putting all their money in there.
But wasn't there some stat from Command & Conquer back in the day that 90% of people never clicked multiplayer?
Yeah.
So they would install Command & Conquer 3 or 2 or whatever it was.
90%.
90% never
It was
clicked
at least 80.
multiplayer.
At least 80. It was so high. We couldn't believe it.
Yeah. It's like,
And I've heard that the StarCraft 2 has similar numbers. It's like they have some over 80% of people have played less than 3 games online or something. So obviously you can understand why that was their focus, but yeah. Anyway, I'm excited. So if you're into Command & Conquer, go to GameReplays.org, and they have a ton of video footage now, came out this week. A ton of interviews, and man, it's Generals, but with better graphics.
and
more
more network functionality, man. More network functionality, actual can make a game and not have it crash with 90% probability.
It's actually, if it wasn't EA, even if it was like Joe Blow indie studio I'd never heard of. So if they're like, hey, we're Riot Games and we're a new studio, but we're gonna make an RTS that's online multiplayer only, F the single-player campaign. We're going to monetize it like League of Legends with just non-pay-to-win stuff like aesthetics. I would be like, wow, you're geniuses. Of course, that's the only way to make a game in 2013. It's the only way to make an RTS that could possibly take out League of Legends. And they're doing it. But it's EA.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, if everything about the game was exactly the same, but it was like Riot's making it or Blizzard's making it, or I wouldn't even be able to talk right now. I'd be so excited. I'd be jizzing all over the place, man.
Yeah, it'd
be
be a constant state of jizz.
Stop jizzing everywhere. But man, the only thing keeping my pants on is the fact that it's EA, and we'll wait and see. Origin is the cost. of installs. It's a free game, but you have to install Origin. That's a cost, man. It costs your memory.
Yeah.
It's probably got some weird malware shit in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I actually just made an Origin account to sign up for beta. That's how pathetic I am. But I'll install it. At first I said I would never do it, so I'm a liar now. but I'm going to install Origin for Command & Conquer Generals 2. I have to.
Yeah.
I have to, man.
Yeah.
In fact, also, I'm gonna stream the motherfucking shit out of that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am, because it's my last chance in my life as an old man. It's my last chance to be good at something. To be really good.
To be good at something.
Yeah. Look, it's all over.
It's like I make a decent omelet, but
my life's over soon, dude.
there's nothing else I can be
Yeah.
good at.
This is it. I really want to be like one of the top GLA in at least Canada. I really, really do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want people to be like, I want to watch this guy play GLA, because holy Jesus Christ. And even just watching the hype footage and like GLA, they're like, China, the faction of blah and blah strength and blah, and then they're like GLA, the faction of finesse, micromanagement, speed, and you're like, yeah man, finesse, micro, speed.
It's the way to go.
I won't even consider playing other factions. Like day one GLA, nothing but GLA, streaming nothing but GLA. Want to be a top player. Never going to happen. Really.
See, now Jarett's a GLA fanboy. That's for sure.
Well,
You admit that,
yeah.
right?
There are two things I know I'm a fanboy of beyond rational. That's GLA and Tool. Those are two things I will not listen to Reason on. Best faction in an RTS and best band ever. Won't listen to Reason, man.
It's good still.
Crazy on Tool, that's for sure.
Radiohead's up there too.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. You guys can hear me?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Curious. You guys talk a lot about video games and stuff, but what about tabletop games? Do you guys have any favorite tabletop games, or what do you play? Are you playing any recently?
I got last year addicted to a tabletop game. It's established and classic. Most people here have probably played it. I never played it before, but got so into it I started playing it online. Stacy got so
Catan?
addicted. Settlers of
Yeah,
Catan.
man.
I don't know if
What was it?
Settlers of Catan. You ever played that game? I don't know if I'm even saying it right. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Oh, it's huge. It's
That's a big game. Lots of people are playing that.
Dude, yeah.
it's actually one of the biggest Kickstarters was the Settlers of Catan board.
Yes.
That is $500,000.
The wooden
or
high
whatever.
quality.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've never personally played Catan, but of course it's the go-to number one tabletop game that I've been hearing about. I played Small World recently, which I thought was amazing. That's a great game. Do you know that March 30th is now International Tabletop Day?
No?
As decreed by Geek and Sundry and Will Wheaton. And,
No.
so yeah, you're supposed to be.
I know they have a tabletop show.
Yeah, the tabletop show is very popular. It's actually, I think it's.
I want to be
show.
on that. I want to own those guys. So
You wanna
bad.
go?
Oh, dude, I just want to lol. Yeah.
I think they're shooting.
I'll
some.
show them how to D&D roleplay, man.
Yeah, man. but yeah, they're it's a big thing. There's a place in Toronto called Snakes and Lattes, which is a coffee shop that specializes in tabletop
Snakes
gaming.
and lattes.
Yeah, they have a huge shelf, like a whole wall full of games, and you go there, you buy your coffee, you pay $5 to game with board games or whatever it is. I can't remember how much they charge, but it's like, they open up this coffee shop. I was like, that's a cool idea. Maybe some people are into board games. Maybe some people will show up just for the coffee, whatever. It's good coffee, good baked goods, whatever else. They have since expanded into the next unit. It's huge. It's packed. Last time I went there, I couldn't get a seat. They're like, I'm sorry, 40 minutes? Like, you want to get on the waiting list? It's 40 minutes to get a seat here in this coffee shop that specializes in tabletop gaming. It's amazing. And it's right on Bloor Street. It's near Bloor and Bathurst. Snakes and Lattes, guys. Got to check it out.
Huh.
They're actually going to be making the same exact type of bar, tabletop
with
gaming
alcohol.
bar in Calgary.
Yeah.
It's in the making. I don't really know too much about it. I can try to link here in a moment when I find their Facebook page. But yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, well, it's a great business, and it's great to get tabletop gaming culture. Which it's one of those things. Like I always thought it's a naive thing to think, but like. Video games are always better because there's videos, the interactivity.
Monopoly Latte. I just love all the names. They're hilarious.
But there's the whole in-person aspect. There's the whole turn-based games are amazing. There's nothing bad about a turn. It doesn't have to be real time to be a good game, right? It's so yeah. Anyway, that's my sort of rant on tabletop gaming. That
Have you ever played Supremacy? Is that
oh yeah, we played that back in the
If
day.
you guys played Supremacy back in the day, Super Pro, Axis and Allies, which all started because of
Axis
Risk.
and Allies back in the day, yeah.
Risk was what triggered all of us.
Well, we played an online version of Risk that our friends made.
Yes,
Like,
Revolution game.
Huge. It was called. It's
Huge.
actually it's still operational. RevolutionGame.com.
Is it?
It's still probably still there. You guys check
It's
out
probably not
Revolution.
operational.
Serious Revolution?
Yeah, we used to play it all the time. It's basically a Risk clone,
Oh my god, it's
And-
still there, dude.
and
Oh my God.
we got so into it.
Revolution and the homepage has been designed exclusively for Internet Explorer.
Yeah,
Oh my god, dude.
he's
Hilarious.
still maintaining this site, and honestly, guys, like we got so into it. I actually designed a Risk map. I designed my own shapes map, like
It was amazing.
and it was a great map,
was a
and like
good map,
so we used to
yeah.
play the globe, and then other people had other maps that we made. So
Yeah.
I got so into it, I actually spent time designing a cool Risk map that was like just based on geometry and.
Yeah.
But yeah, check out. There's also like our like best of quotes. Remember you lost some epic attack like 14 versus 1 or something.
14 versus 2 on Australia. Yeah, I still remember. I lost a keyboard. 14. No, imagine Risk, and imagine I can't, what's the one right above Australia? Oh God, it's the one connecting to Australia. It was 14 versus 2, and it was 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 1-0, and it ended up 1-2. Lost a keyboard over that.
Siam, people
But,
are saying.
yes, I am.
Siam.
But
Yeah.
Dude.
but
Lose
yeah,
14-2 on Siam, man. See how you feel.
and I calculated the percentage of that. Wasn't it like 0.019%?
It was so improbable.
0.19%.
It's like 14 on Siam, and it's like 2-1-1-1. So I'm like, okay, so I should take it over. I'll probably have at least statistically like 7 or 8 to guard it.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I've got 1, I got nothing. I'm out of the game. The game's all over, and I lost because of.
Because of all your dice rolls that
Yeah, man.
are just so improbable.
But Risk is still fun. I designed a whole dueling mode. Do you remember that? It emulated a 6-player game, but you played 3 of each empire. So you actually alternated turns and then cycled through 6. And like in effect, the better player would win 90% of the time. It almost eliminated all the luck. Like there was so much strategy involved because versus say trying to play 2 players on a map and what did you get random?
Yeah.
It was really deep, man.
All right, so there's your answer to that question, Dara. Chicken Man.
Cool. Thanks. Did you guys ever play like Magic the Gathering back in the day or
Dude,
anything?
I played the
You
living
played a lot of that.
shit out of Magic the Gathering, man.
Why is it that people? Sorry to interrupt, but why is it that people always refer to like back in the day as like old school Magic the Gathering? It doesn't. It's not a big thing anymore. It's my noob question of like,
I don't
what
know.
happened? How come it's out of fashion?
I think it's still in fashion. They still have competitive circuits and stuff.
Yeah, but
I
people
don't-
always say like back in the day.
Maybe because they know they're talking to old people.
Yeah, that's probably
They're
why.
like, back when your hands worked, did you ever pick stuff up?
Sorry, I interrupted your answer. What were you going to say, Jarett?
Oh, I was going to say that I played a lot of Magic the Gathering physically with the cards. Then I was kind of that guy. Maybe you've got that friend too, that I took it too far and I got so into it, so I started spending a lot more money than my friends were. So I built like 4 or 5 or 6 decks that any of them could kill any deck any of my friends had, and then my friends are like mad at me because I ruined it.
No longer fun playing.
But I'm like,
with
dude,
you.
I only spent like $80. It's not like it's thousands of dollars. It's $80. I mean, it's not nothing,
You
but
spend 60 on Skyrim, and then
yeah,
you game.
yeah, exactly. I played it for 12 hours, $60. I spent
Yeah.
$80. I want to play it for thousands. But whatever. So that kind of thing happens. But at the same time, my $80 deck would have been laughed out of any tournament, right?
Yeah.
But we played a lot in person in university, and then I actually own a few games online on my Xbox and on PC, on Steam. I have all the Magic the Gathering, the modern games. I buy one almost every year, play it for like a couple weeks, and then unlock everything and go online a bit. But none of the online games have ever really captured the coolness of the in-person experience yet. So. Yeah. But yeah, see, $80 Magic is nothing. See, he's on my side. My friends had no right to get mad at me. I didn't ruin it, man. They're just cheap.
Yeah,
They're
I
just
have
cheap,
like
man.
I hate to say it, but I've spent like more than $1,000 on a deck before.
What?
It's terrible. I have a friend that has a $3,000 legacy deck. Like
Oh my
it's
god.
crazy. I'm addicted. I need to stop.
My God, man.
Dara, like every once in a while, you bust out these crazy addiction geek stories that, like, I'm like, that sounds like Dara. That sounds. Yeah.
My boyfriend too, like he's worse than me. I have to
Really?
like constantly ask him, "Did you go to Sentry Box today?" That's like a game store here in Calgary. Like I have to ask him every day, "What did you buy? How much did you spend?" Like it's awful. We have to
horrible.
like, keep each other in check.
Man, the Sentry Box has been there since before you were born, Dara. Just so you know, you were probably 4 years old when I started going to Sentry Box. They actually used to run the biggest BBS in Calgary. Again, pre-internet days. We're old, but Sentry Box used to run. They called it Nexus, right? Is that what they
Nexus.
called?
Is that?
They had a 13-line major BBS bulletin board system. It was
Yes,
so
yes.
pro.
This is that
They were the
Sentry Box?
biggest.
Yeah, they ran it upstairs in Sentry Box. Yeah,
You could actually chat with someone in real time,
real time.
not
time.
sending
No way.
like FidoNet mail.
It was Nexus, Nexus. It was really classic, man. I was.
that like 13 lines. Imagine how expensive that would be
Yeah.
to like have like the telecom.
$30
lines.
a month per line, right?
Whatever it
$390.
was.
Oh, why did I try to do math on stream?
Yeah.
Yeah, expensive. Wow, it's already 4:30.
Yeah. What else you
Yeah,
got for us,
I
Dara?
have to-
Anything?
I have to go here.
Oh, Joel's got to go, eh?
Yeah, I don't think Joe was able to play with us no matter what today in terms of games. I don't know what games we're gonna play. We
What
didn't
would
have,
you play anyway,
We're still gonna play LOL.
we
man.
really thought that lull patch was happening today. That's what lull, like. I mean, League of Legends said it was gonna happen, and then late last night they're like, it's not gonna happen. And we're like, well, shit. I have like other stuff installed.
Well, I got to start installing something if we're gonna be playing it.
You guys should play Counter-Strike again because I know you had so much fun playing that
Oh,
last
getting our
time.
ass kicked. Oh,
Did you guys try playing it?
Did
Yeah.
we're gonna save Heart of the Swarm for when it's officially launched because right now it's not really fair the beta status, but we'll definitely be doing some Heart of the Swarm, dude. Just not tonight. So anyone that's into Heart of the Swarm, if depending on how long the movie production is and with the Generals beta,
oh man.
fuck, we'll be playing some Generals in the stream.
Oh, Generals. We should stream the first time we play.
Dude,
should be
I
like-
seriously do. Like, I want to stream me installing the fucking thing because
Just-
I'm gonna be like this. I'll be like, holy Jesus Christ! It's like, look at the install. Look at the button.
That progress bar just moved
Yeah.
again.
Oh my god! I'm this much closer to actually using a technical for the first time in a decade. You're like, fuck, man! Just wait till they see my technical micro. Like, they don't even know, man. They don't even know. They never even see anything like it, man. Yeah, they sit there. They watch StarCraft 2 pros in Korea, and they're like, yeah, that's pretty decent micro with those medevacs, dude.
Oh man, like
Just wait, man. You just wait.
oh yeah, the whole reverse aspect. Like a lot of people don't know this, but once upon a time there was an RTS where, depending under certain conditions, it was better for your vehicle to reverse
Yes,
and then
that's
turn
right.
around and have that whole aspect of you know. It was just really cool to be able to have that reverse micro, and then you
So cool.
fake a guy out or do this, back forward.
Yeah. The micromanagement depth was, I don't know. People who haven't played it, they'll think that I'm nuts.
To
It was
pop-
absolutely higher than StarCraft 2. I'm just going to throw that out there. Micromanagement depth, it was
So
higher.
a
It's not
technical,
even-
there
absolutely
would
not
be
even
rocket
close.
guys in the technical that would make them the technical shoot rockets, and then you'd pop them out. So you'd actually let the guys out of your vehicle, like an APC, and then they would use their rockets, and then you get them back in, and then you drive them to another place, pop them out for them to fight and fire. It was like crazy micro
was
for
crazy.
one
Yeah.
unit. Like,
But yeah, and to move the unit, but like, so you're moving it, and then you'd have to hit S, because if you don't hit S to stop it straight, and you were naturally stop it, it'll actually decelerate, which would take you longer than overshooting your click and hitting S. So right there, you're improving from microing that. Then you want to V escape your stuff. Then you need, of course, to circle them and click, and then immediately click them back in, and then get away. And all of this happened in like a fraction of a second. And when I compare it to the sort of drop play I see in modern RTSs, it's like Apple versus
like
PC.
medevac drop, like
Oh, come on, dude.
like
You can
oh.
shift Q a medevac drop. Like, you can be in your base, be like, shift, drop there. Then you can go do this, and you're like, oh shit, my drop, how did that work out? Oh, it took out his expo. Cool. Dude, that shit's not happening in generals, man.
I love how 8 years later you remember the hotkeys. You're like V. Like,
No, man. Yeah. We'll see, man. Generals 2. I'm excited to play Generals 2. It'll be a much smaller community than StarCraft, so if you want to feel like you're the best in the world at something, well, play something that 10,000 people are playing instead of 1 million, and you have a much better chance of feeling that way. All right.
Cool. Okay, well, Joel, you got to take off.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off here. I got some stuff I gotta do and feed myself, that kind of shit.
Yeah,
All right.
living's good.
So what do you want to do? Should we play maybe League of Legends or something now, or I don't know.
Watch the stream, yell no.
They know. I don't. What is?
No.
Well, I don't know. It just seems like we don't really have many. What do you have
Like,
installed?
your
in there?
choices.
Have you seen what Geoff's using, by the way? You guys seen this? Oh, there's no cord. Fuck it. I can't even. Can they see that? I don't know. Does that make sense? I can't see.
Look, I'll
Kinda.
click it up.
There we go. Oh, and there's Jeff's wife. Yeah, so. Hi, Alison. So... yeah, it's pretty cool.
Razer blade, man.
But,
It's pretty sweet.
it's pretty sweet.
All right, well, I'm gonna take off. Thanks for having me on again, guys.
All right, Joel.
Cool.
When are you doing the next one?
Actually, we're going to take a break because I'll be in Germany. So the next one's going to be about 2 weeks away.
Oh, perfect, because I'll be in LA next week, so I won't be here either.
Perfect. So in approximately 2 weeks, I'll let you know. And by
All right,
then,
sounds good.
you'll have a level 30 count in League, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you could find me one, sure.
Ah!
I don't think I'll have built one. Up
By then, T-Man's roller coaster is going to be so big.
Yeah, it'll be huge,
Yeah.
man. So,
All right, dude. Well, thanks so much for joining us, man. 2.5 hours. Totally appreciate it.
yeah, no worries. Love to all the fans.
Yeah.
Peace out. We'll talk to you guys soon, eh?
Oh yeah, Death of Gary Goldwater before you go quickly. So Indiegogo.
Indiegogo, I think there's like 10 hours left on the campaign.
Yeah.
If you guys want to see this movie in the next year or so, it's indiegogo.com/Gary Goldwater. Filming that next week with Olin Rogers and Clinton Jones, so yeah, definitely stoked. But yeah,
All right.
love you guys.
Good luck. Have fun, man.
All
See
right,
ya.
we'll do. Peace out.
Oh, weird.
We're still Skyping.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, we're back. There we go.
We're back. I'm glad that worked out okay. Calgary Expo, end of April. Close that tab. By the way, if you live in Calgary. So many tweets. All right. Are there any more questions, Dara?
Not that I have seen.
Okay.
I'm in the middle of making the FAQ list, so
Oh, nice.
yes.
All right. Okay. Well, we could have a game of League, I guess. I mean, I know a lot of people. I don't want to always be playing the same game, and more people that don't play League, because I totally know what it's like to. If you don't play a certain game, you don't play a certain game, and it kind of sucks for you. But at the same time, he doesn't have SE2 on his machine. Even if he did, it's tough to get a lot of players in a fun SE2 game. SE2 is like so hardcore that like if there's even a small skill gap of like a League, it's like a total stomp and not fun. Where in League, it's kind of fun to try to carry, and yeah, I don't know, crash and burn. Yeah.
Oh, I was just looking at some stuff. It's irrelevant to the stream.
Mono battles, yeah, mono battles are fun. Well, we are gonna do it. We'll have a StarCraft 2 night. It's not gonna be like on the seat of our pants like right now because, like I said, he'd has to install the motherfucker. But and
I
how
can
to
install the
motherfucker.
motherfucker while you play a game. Maybe. Oh no, we should play.
Yeah, we've got internet from God here, man.
That's right, man. We got some pimp internet. We can use the
Dude,
headphones.
it's
as well.
crazy here. I cannot believe this internet. I can't believe I'm in Canada. I'm getting. Did you see our connection? 53 megabits up per second. Like it's disgusting. It's amazing.
Crazy.
Someone wants to know if you guys are going to PAX Prime in August in Seattle.
No, we're not. No.
I'm not going to PAX Prime. I would. I mean, I'd enjoy it, but it's they don't love us, and it would just be it would be a lot expensive, and I expect August to be insane work-wise. I just can't do it. I can't do it. Gotta be responsible. And maybe next year. after the movie makes us millions, I'd be like, so what cons am I attending for fun to play games at this year? Yeah, no, we won't be there. Sorry, man. Calgary Expo in the end of April, and we'll be at the Toronto Fan Expo. Big surprise because we live here at the very end of August. But other than that, in terms of live appearances, there's only, I think, those two things, and then it's come see this show whenever it's live, which might be.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Vancouver Fan Expo. That's right.
That's new?
Yeah, it is new.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it is new. I'd love to go back to Vancouver, actually.
Yeah, it's cool, man. That wild salmon sushi, like,
Yeah.
which is like the default sashimi.
Yes.
Salmon sushi. Oh, man.
Yeah, in Toronto, when you're like, oh, I'll have the wild salmon sushi, and it's like the higher price of class one. Where that's like Vancouver, that's default. It's like, why would you eat shit that's not wild, man? It's right there. Let me get out of that. Let me get out of the river. Cut that up for you. So,
If you're in Vancouver and you don't eat sushi, like,
I feel sorry for people that don't eat sushi, man.
yeah. If you're like, I just haven't really gotten around to trying sushi. I live in Vancouver. You should, like, go eat sushi, please.
I'm a heterosexual male. I just never bothered trying pussy. I was like,
Yeah, I just never got around to it.
I don't know. I thought about it, but I don't know. Maybe it's hyped, and I don't want to buy into the hype. He lives in Vancouver. He's never tried sushi. No.
Oh,
And you're raising children
let's-
like that?
Let's ban him. Let's ban him.
Where's the bad one? Have we ever been around the Maritime provinces? Shit, man. I was looking for property in Halifax last week, dude. I'm getting so
nice,
frustrated
yeah.
looking, because I'm looking to move in Toronto. A key component of wherever I move is that they have awesome internet, way better than I have now, so that I can stream from home. And it's actually very difficult. And Toronto's very, very expensive on top of that. And so a recommendation, a friend of mine had a friend of a friend, spent 2 years looking for a home for his family in Toronto, and then one day said, oh, we got a home. And it was like, oh, okay, what happened? It's like, it's in Halifax, and we're moving next week, so bye, everybody. And he works from home, so it didn't matter. And he moved to Halifax, and he bought a home on the ocean for like half the price of a shitty rundown home in the middle of Toronto. So with that inspiration, as we've been frustrated, because I've been looking to move for like a year, like I'm just trying to find a nice place to live that I can actually afford, which is really fucking hard in Toronto. And so I just started, I'm like, okay, let me just look at Halifax. Let me look at the Maritimes. Dude, I'm like ready to move. Like I'm done. Like I cannot believe what you can get there for the same money you get in Toronto. And on top of that, I've visited before. Like, I mean, I've been there. The people are like friendlier. Everything's a nicer pace. Yeah, it's cleaner. Everything about it seems like slightly better. Everything's just like better, better, better. And then you're like, and it's like a third the price to live here. I don't know. Anyway. I'm actually like this close to moving to Halifax, for anyone who lives in Halifax. I am literally like communicating with real estate agents in the Maritimes. So who knows, man? Who knows? You know, just weighing all my options. But yeah, we'll see.
I would just like to say that we're at our friend's house who's letting us use it because he has pimp internet. And
Yes.
I just found out another bonus about Hitler using his place. These are actual Han Solo frozen in carbonite ice cubes that I have in my drink right now. So, isn't that awesome?
That's him. He has Han Solo. Is that a knock on the door?
No, that was Mark laughing.
Oh.
There's a big Han Solo frozen in carbonite, big ice cube. If it's still in the freezer, it's yours if you like.
You better demo it.
Well, we're gonna get a demo of the Han Solo frozen in carbonite ice cubes.
Tell Dead Mouse about the movie. He likes games. He's living in LA and his house in Toronto's probably empty.
Hopefully it hasn't.
If you could do that for us, that'd be amazing. I know he has a label, and I think Feed Me. Look at that.
I don't know. It's kind
I
of
wasn't
hard to
kidding.
see with the. Yeah, it's hard to see on the camera here, but you can see it in the mold.
It's Han Solo, man.
So there we go. There's Han Solo carbonite ice cubes
Carbonite, that's just too
From
geeky.
thinking.
from thinking.com.
Yeah, Mousetrap the label, and Feed Me's an arson label, and they have the Boom Headshot clip and stuff. And I don't know, Mousetrap. He's Dead Mouse is from Toronto. I don't know if he knows about Pure Pwnage. You would think so. He's kind of a nerdy guy, right? He's in. And he's from
I don't know if I want to like like he seems like a. I heard a story about he has a buddy who they prank each other or whatever, and he went to some awards ceremony, and he wore a T-shirt with his personal cell phone number on, and it was like, "You mad, bro?" So it was like his friend's personal cell phone number, and then like "You mad, bro?" question mark was his whole T-shirt. And it's like, you know,
Wasn't that Skrillex?
I don't know if I want to be if I want to have contact with this guy if he really like just if he makes people change their phone number all the time. Like that's pretty bad. Like it's a pretty bad prank.
I'm gonna make a new T-shirt for the next stream, Geoff.
Yeah, seriously. It was Skillrex's number. There it was.
Yeah, Skrillex or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Skrillex, he's got the drop, right? I'm so ignorant of that whole genre of music. The biggest reason that I wouldn't approach him myself or talk to him is because like I don't listen to his music and I would feel awkward and it would just be like, hey, like I know that you're really popular and let me leverage that popularity, and it would just feel disingenuous and stupid. If I actually was like a really big fan of his, then I would have no problem talking to him and being. We're still live, right, the engineers? Yeah. Mm-hmm. But if I were to approach him, it would sound ridiculous because who am I and what, you know? But anyway. But even I've heard of Skrillex. Everyone knows who these guys are. I just don't really know. People talk about the drop, right? You know, the drop in dubstep, like
when it starts going blah.
No, it's like when there's a bunch of stuff and then there's nothing and then boom. It's like, oh, what a drop, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's that whole dynamics.
Like, did the song have a drop or did it not have a drop? Good or not good?
I don't know. Epic drops, man.
Yeah. I'm too old and I don't do enough drugs, I think, to really get into that music. I don't know. Maybe if I was doing lots of acid, man, I'd be like, fuck, the drop. I don't know. Anyway.
It also depends on your culture. Like, it's like, hey, if we were in high school now, we'd be so into that shit.
Oh, dude.
It wouldn't be Pearl Jam and Soundgarden. It would be
Skrillex
and Dead Mouse. And...
Yeah. Hey, man, everybody takes an aspirin now and again. Don't lump all drugs together, man. Best lull drop, should I? Skrillex is in dubstep. Oh, here we go. Yeah, see, this is why I don't even try listening to that music, man. Because, like, dude, it's not jungle. It's,
it's like trip hop or whatever.
But even those are such general categories. Those are main categories. It's like it's not just trip hop, dude. It's like the jungle remix call. It's a crazy subcategory of which there's one artist in the world that makes. And it's like, oh, you mean that guy that makes that sound?
Yeah, it's like that one man is a category. We had a buddy that was into hardcore acid techno or whatever. What was that? And it was just like pounding. Like it was like I was young at the time, but I would listen to it and I would be too old man to enjoy it because it's just you know the whole like, oh, that's just boom 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 boom, was an old man would say about some really nice, really well done techno music. But for me it was just like, I just don't want just pounding and hardcore. But anyway,
it's true. And here's a guy, even flow.
Thoughts arrive like butterflies.
Clearly, you might have been in high school in the 90s if you're singing even flow, my man. Now, there's something we can totally relate to. There was something up here. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, Kevin used to be Kevin W. He's really into techno, and so even like he'd probably be so mad at me right now. I called it techno. But
I was thinking about West too.
Oh yeah, West. Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say his last name because we haven't given permission to.
Yeah, he was really into it too. So they could tell you the 87 subcategory divides, and they could play it for me. And I like I like to think I know something about a little tiny bit about music, and I'm like, okay, but they're like, you don't hear the completely different sound from that to that. I'm like, dude, I don't. Yeah, I'm too much of a noob. Don't start the jaw war, man.
Blind Melon was good in the day, but it was. I don't think I ever got into their albums like fully hardcore, like the whole album kind of a thing. It was.
How did it go with the gold train for your son? He asked a long time. He doesn't have the gold train, he has the silver train because the silver train was within my budget. And he was completely freaked out. Like, loved it. Like, I mean, every other gift he got for his birthday was like, what? I actually made him open mine last because I kind of anticipated that it was going to make the other people who gave him gifts feel bad. So, yeah, it's kind of like, it's the centerpiece of his collection now. The E231 pulls out the trains, does this and that. He likes it a lot, and the Gold Train's still out there. It's still out there, man.
You guys like Daft Punk? Tron soundtrack is great. I don't have any of their albums. I don't put them on my rotation or anything like that.
Just get Kenny Hot's in the stream. Are
Yeah,
there really
we
Kenny
should.
versus Spenny fans? I wonder.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
know, Kenny's doing. I know a guy who's working with him on his online stuff. He's really promoting his channel. He put every Kenny versus
Yes.
Spenny episode on YouTube
On
for
YouTube.
free, and just like boom, there you go, HD.
I'm surprised that he can.
So am I.
Yeah.
I might even be. I
Use that
might
as
be
precedent.
not surprised if he
Yeah.
doesn't legally have permission. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know what the deal is. I shouldn't say that, but it's like, you know, I guess it just seems like a Kenny thing to do, to be like, whatever, I'm gonna put my shit on my YouTube channel.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you. But yeah, we can possibly get him on the stream. I don't know if he's interested in that kind of
This
stuff.
guy says Kenny has the highest viewed radio show. That right there sounds kind of weird. In Canada?
Yeah, he does a satellite radio show with
Oh.
Geoff Castle, you know, from
Yeah, I know
Testes.
Geoff Castle. He was Testes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, those guys. We worked with Kenny actually on Pure Pwnage. He played the role of a vagrant man who anyway, that was his role, and it was great to meet him, and we talked to him quite a bit when we were working on the show. And yeah,
People keep asking about the ring. This isn't the one you would get from the store. This is the one it was modeled after, literally modeled right after, because this is the one that I wore in the show, and that had prior to the show's existence. And then when people wanted the ring from the show, so we modeled it after this. And this is actually the OG. Like, this is it. If I lost this, I'd actually be devastated. It's actually kind of stupid how much emotional attachment I have to a tiny object like this. But I've had it for 15 years, and I feel naked when I don't have it on. So naked that I film with it on. And I pick everything in the show.
fake.
But it's the one ring. More questions? Any more questions? Oh, Dara's not on the call anymore, is she?
No, she hung up on us.
Yeah, she did. All right.
But yeah, we can game. We can play a game maybe, or
We could boot a game.
you can take your headphones off too. Since there's nobody talking to us.
Why do I have my headphones on?
I don't know. It's just
Oh my god. I feel so much better. Sweet. Yeah, I had those on for Joel. And he's not here anymore. You know, I get asked a lot, why don't you sell more hair?
Yeah.
Because it seems obvious. It's like, dude, you $33K for your hair. It doesn't really work like that. Like, if you put hair up again, it not only will it not get that much money this time, but then it decreases the value of the original hair. Like, but part of the value of the original hair auction was the understanding that that was the only time we're ever going to have that kind of auction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you start doing that regularly, it really has no value anymore. So I feel bad. But in a perfect world, my pubic hairs, I don't know. I take really special requests only from very hot girls. Right, yeah. So you have a really special request and you're really hot about my pubic hairs, something like that, just give me a call.
Someone wants to buy the original ring.
The original ring.
You wouldn't sell that, man.
Well, everything has a price. Yeah, that'd be a big price, though, man. That's a lot of emotional attachment we're talking.
$10 million.
Are you Bill Gates, my friend? Are you Kim.com, maybe?
You know, Bill Gates would probably, you know, when you're Bill Gates, like, he's such a nice guy. He probably doesn't think about money in terms of subtracting from his bank account. He probably thinks of money in terms of subtracting from, you know, malaria, you know, cures or whatever, like, or not malaria cures, but, you know, decreasing disease and poverty, and, you know, so he's like, do I want that Rolls Royce, or do I want to, like, save 10,000 kids, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll probably save, like, you know, because, you know, he's beyond filthy rich, and money means something different to somebody when they have that much of it.
Yeah,
And, like,
yeah.
So, you know, Bill Gates probably doesn't spend a lot of money on guilty pleasures. You know, he's probably like, you know what, I got my comforts, and You know,
Have you seen his house though? The house tour.
Is it crazy? I haven't seen it.
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I think all the walls are screens or something.
Really?
It's pretty.
Is there a YouTube video with his house tour on?
It's actually on the news. This was like a decade ago, I think, when they showed his house. But at the time, he had all these walls that were screens. Anyway, someone will probably link it, maybe. But
yes, that is how you spell your name, Jarett.
yeah,
It's excessive, hey?
it's a bit excessive. But he built it a long time ago, and when you have $70 billion, you're probably allowed to spend 0.1% of your net worth on your house.
Yeah.
Right? And that would put his house at $70 million.
And it's also an investment. It's not like, you know, he's yeah, it's an investment. It's like, you know, you buy something, it was there, it's like for sale. It's not like
It's an asset. You didn't throw it away.
Yeah, yeah. It's not
Like
just,
my Skyrim purchase on Steam.
But yeah, man, the fact that all the charity work that guy does, and the sort of it's really gives you an idea of the power of marketing when it's like, you know, Steve Jobs dies, it's like the guy who invented our world. Like there's like Time magazine about you know, the hero, the guy that there should be a million of in our society. And then Bill Gates is sitting there, just like, you know, just, you know, giving away 90% of his wealth and convincing Warren Buffett to do the same. The stuff that actually changes the world. And
it's sad. I really hope. I want to put a tiny bit of faith in humanity and hope that 100 years from now that Bill Gates and Warren Buffett and people that have made substantial philanthropic efforts and helped humanity are remembered far more than businessmen like Steve Jobs that made a lot of money. And that, in fact, cut off Apple's support of any charities and anything in his effort to make as much money as possible. Yeah. And if you actually, you know, like he had a biography, a lot of it came out after he died, but he wasn't a very good guy. Well, I think most people with, a generally aligned ethical compass can see that he made a lot of decisions in life that are pretty questionable at best. And
there's a lot of weird things. But, you know, I read Steve Jobs, and there goes the ring. And you know, he was all about making great products, and it was just like, you know, it wasn't for the money. It was like he wouldn't cut a corner to make a buck, right? But it just so happened he made the money, and he loved taking the credit for all the work, and you know, there's a lot of things that, you know, he wasn't exactly, you know, like the morally clean, whatever. Like he had a lot of weird idiosyncrasies, and you know, was very selfish in a lot of ways. But like, you know, he wanted to make great products. But there's weird things like he said in his biography that, like, you know, Bill Gates isn't about technology. That's why he's doing all that philanthropy work now, because he's not really a technology guy.
Come on,
you know, because I'm a technology guy.
No, you're not. You're about packaging technology and selling it to the sheep public. That's really, because what Apple did more than anyone else is that they took existing technology, then put it in a pretty package and a pretty interface that a 2-year-old can use, and then sold it. And everyone's like, and then all the moms and dads and grandmas out there that couldn't handle the PC are like, oh my god, look at this device! It's amazing technology. That's he's a CEO, man. He wasn't an engineer. He wasn't a scientist. He's just a fucking businessman.
One of the most redeeming aspects of what Steve Jobs did, my favorite thing I think he did, was that when he invented, or look at me, I sound like an Apple fanboy, but when he, you know, took on the music industry and, you know, steered Apple and their engineers and their team that invented iTunes, right? His main focus was competing with piracy, right? He was like, you know, he wasn't in competition with the music industry with CDs on the shelf. He was like, screw those guys. We're going to cream them no matter what. I want to compete with pirates. I want somebody to buy a song from iTunes because it's quality controlled, convenient. They already have their credit card on our system. They do one click. They get the 99-cent song. They know the price. There's no surprises. You know what you're going to get. It goes to your devices. We're going to beat piracy. And that was his whole focus. And he did it well. And it was like no other company is like, we're going to beat piracy, not by squeezing it out legally and suing people, grandmas that download 3 songs for $10 million, right? We're going to be just offering a better service, and we'll beat them that way. That was his focus. That was the whole reason why he wanted to beat Napster. And he's the only one that was thinking that way, and he did it, and that I have a lot of respect for, and to this day, our #1 selling song from the Pure Pwnage soundtrack on iTunes is the Noob song, which we give away for free on our website. You can download it for free. You can buy it through iTunes. It's like, it competes with piracy and competes with free. It competes with free legit from our website because it's in their system that they understand and they download the Noob song. It's a #1 selling song. And then so is World of Warcraft Has a Feeling. It sells the best on iTunes, even though it's for free on our site, right? So it's, he beat out piracy and free just by offering a better service. And that's what I think is a great thing that he did. So there's my, I'm not an Apple fanboy or anything, but I think that was a great strategy. And I think Hollywood can learn something from that.
Absolutely. And we've had this talk privately 50,000 times over the last decade, probably not public in the stream, but ultimately the most attractive element of piracy isn't the fact that it's free, at least to me and to Geoff and to most of my friends and people, maybe it's our age, we have jobs, and we're not totally broke, we have some income that we can spend. And it's the convenience and the and the delivery platform and everything about the black market in terms of how you get your product and how you use your product after you have it and the freedom you have with your project after you have it, that's superior to the white market, at least at the time in most ways. And here comes Jobs and he's like, okay, cool, I'll sell you a single song for an insignificant amount of money and then you have it and you can do whatever. I still think Apple's too locked in terms of where when you can use it, and it could be improved, but nonetheless, that's what he did. And I think he's helping to prove the point that we've always believed since we were in university, that piracy doesn't develop because people are cheap. That's not the fundamental driving force behind piracy. It's not like we want to just get stuff for free because we're the generation of entitled assholes. It's like, no, we just want a fucking good service. And it really sucks that there's a black market, like the GLAs out there, but somehow the GLAs is making better tanks than the USAs. And you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, let's bring a general's analogy into this. Like, it just doesn't make any sense that how would the GLA be making better tanks than the richest countries in the world? The same way, how does the black market provide a better music product than music entertainment? Like, it's totally ridiculous.
Yeah, it was really funny. Like, there was that article. I can't remember the name of the author, but there was somebody that wrote, and he said the problem with piracy is that the generation is self-entitled and they need to learn morals. It's like, come on, if you think that suddenly there was some genetic phenomenon that made everyone born without morals, and that your generation wouldn't have engaged in piracy to the same degree that this generation has, it's like, come on, like you're living in fantasy land. Yeah. But yeah, man. Hey, I'm not an Apple fanboy. I'm not a Steve Jobs fanboy, because guess what? I uninstall iTunes from any computer I use, including my MacBook Pro, the only Apple product I've ever purchased, and I purchased it partially as an experiment to see what the other side is like, because I've been a PC guy my whole life. I have a MacBook Pro. It constantly tells me, oh, update, you got new software available. iTunes, which I uninstalled, and it's like, there's only two options. Install it now or install it later. And I'm like, fuck you. I never want to install this shit. Get rid of this iTunes garbage off of my computer. I don't like it when I double click an MP3 to play it. Oh, it plays in iTunes. Oh, it copies it to a second place on my hard drive. Now I have 2 copies. It doesn't even tell me it made the copy. Like, come on, just leave my MP3 where it's at. Don't make a second copy in the iTunes music folder and all that garbage. It's like, come on. And so so every time, it's like every 2 weeks, my computer tells me, oh, you need to install iTunes. I'm like, no, I fucking don't. Just like, fuck off. Where's the never fucking install this thing button? Like, please.
I don't know if you remember, but Geoff getting a MacBook laptop was a bit of an adventure for both of us, because we're both such PC heads. So I was actually excited for Geoff to get the MacBook to see his experience. And I don't know if you recall calling me during the installation process.
It was hilarious.
When Geoff was scared. Geoff called me. He's like, Jarett, I don't know if I should put in my real name, because the computer's insisting that I give it my real name and address, etc. Things that a PC doesn't insist you do when you boot up. You just want to use the computer. And it's like, hi, Jeffrey. What's your full name and address and phone number? And you're like, I don't want to give it then. It's okay. We'll get it later. And it's like,
it literally says that when you
says,
install.
It's okay, we'll get it later. So Geoff called me on the phone, and he's talking to me as he's walking through this Orwellian procedure involved in setting up your Mac.
It's like I have no idea what it's going to do with my name and whatever information I'm giving it. It's like, it just says, just tell us. It's like, for what purposes? Who's going to know this? Am I going to be like published on the online somewhere or whatever? And it was like, it was really scary going through the Mac install process because it's like a big like, trust us, everything will work out. But it's like, I have no control. It's like Linux is the opposite, you know. It's like there was a hardcore Linux guy that taught me Linux actually in school. And he described Windows as using a computer with a straitjacket. You know, like that was the restriction that he had. You know, that's how much power you have in Linux, Windows. It's the same jump from Windows to like Mac OS or to like any kind of like sort of. But again, it's a different philosophy. It all works together in its own like, you know, kind of. But it was scary to me because it was like, oh yeah, do you have any other devices? We'll port over all your stuff. Just like plug it in now, and we'll port over all your information from your iPod and whatever. I was like, tell me exactly what you're doing. Tell me what files you're copying to where, and I'll either agree or disagree to do it. I don't want this automatic shit doing shit that you think I want that maybe I don't want. Like, at least tell me what you're doing. Just say, you know, I'm going to do all these things for you, and then I'll say no, yes, no, right? But it's all just one big black box of installation. And then it was scary because you get in there and it's like, welcome to the Mac family and all this sort of like, hey, you're going to change your life using this computer and all this stuff. And then you go into GarageBand and they have like, you know, Alex Lifeson showing you guitar lessons and stuff. And it's like, look at our like Scientology style cult of all your favorite heroes from, you know, your favorite bands that are all signed on and part of our like freaky cult. And I was like, what is this? Like, oh man, it was just such an experience. But it's only that way coming from the PC land where you have a lot of control and they tell you what they're doing. And you know, it's been too long since I've set up my MacBook, so I'm sure I'm missing out key points in the story. But it was a really weird experience coming from PC to Mac in those regards. Like, yeah, I probably should have made a YouTube video because it was, you know, a lifelong PC user going to Mac. It was pretty shocking, and I was shocked. And I, you know, but yeah, one of us. People are saying one of us. You know what really pisses me off? Oh man, the Genius Bar. My wife had a broken computer, a broken laptop. Oh man, right? It's called Genius Bar. They should call it like 2 days of training bar. Like that's all it takes is your 2 days of training bar. Like honestly, like I don't know. Yeah, rip you off bar. Like appointment bar. Like what the fuck? Like so anyway, the symptom was, or the problem was, is that there was some water spilled from a garden hose onto this laptop.
Not my fault.
And it wasn't anyone's fault in this room. So the symptom was that the laptop only functioned when the power was plugged in. So there was no battery functionality. As soon as you unplug the power from the power adapter, the system would shut down. Everything else was fine. Only this power from the power adapter. So I went to the Genius Bar and talked to a genius. And they said, okay, looked at it, it's symptomatic, okay, plugged in there, bullshit. And they said, okay, well, you need a new motherboard. And I was like, well, wait a second, the motherboard works fine. Like, it's just the battery, probably. Like, you know, the motherboard, like, it works fine, all the computational functionality is there as long as you have the power. But isn't it a battery or power issue that you can just replace some power aspect of the machine? He's like, no, you need a new motherboard. And it's, you know, and I said, well, but it works, the motherboard's fine because it works with the power. And the look of frustration and like, oh, this fucking guy that was over this genius's face. And it's like, oh, this fucking guy, like, not one of these again that actually uses like logic and actually built computers for 5 years for Voodoo Computers in the 90s. And, you know, knows things about computers and like, but okay, I was in PC land. I was thinking like shit that makes sense, like logical, like, but these like, oh, well, you know, sir, you know, it's like you wait 3 hours to make an appointment with this guy, and he's like rolling his eyes at your, you know, perfectly logical question, and it's like, but And the thing he didn't say, which is probably the truth, which I think might be, it's probably the truth, is that we build our shit so compact, so machined, so, so like, close designed that you only can replace maybe 4 major components of this thing. They come as packages built in Chinese factories, and so it's either motherboard, battery, or bullshit, right? So it's like, there's only huge, major, expensive chunks that you can like replace, and that's probably the way it works, right? That's probably the way Macs are built, and it's what you gain is it's very compact and sleek, but hey, guess what? It's on a PC you can replace a power supply when there's a power supply problem. On a Mac you can't, because they don't bother spending money on actual training for people to understand technically. They don't hire actual engineers to, answer your questions properly. But hey, that's Mac land. That's what you get for paying twice as much for your hardware and for not being able to replace it. So moral of the story is, Macs are great if you're rich, and you stay away from water. That's my whole summary of my Mac experience. Stay away from water and be rich. Then you can go buy a Mac. Right? It's great.
The fucking can of worms. I gotta take a piss. I'll bring up that MacBook Geoff brought.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, man. I have one Apple product.
Yeah.
My mother's the reason it's in my house. She bought it. I never would have bought it. I'm actually really happy to have it. It's my son's iPad. He got it for his 2nd birthday, and he can use it. And so I want to chime in because really, I don't know enough about Macs or use them enough to really have an educated opinion. But I'm really happy that they focus so much on the most user-friendly UI possible that a 2-year-old can use it. He's 3 now, and he's just I'm trying to introduce him to Windows and the concepts of moving. He plays a little bit of Minecraft and stuff, but there's no way he could use my Windows PC. But you know what? He uses the Apple tablet. So there's my one chime in. It's like, good on Apple. They made a product that a 2-year-old can use.
Yeah.
But still, my grandma can't. Go figure that one. But
there's an important part of the story I forgot to include. Replacing the motherboard was $800. Replacing the battery was like whatever, 50 or 70 or something like that. So big price difference between replacing a perfectly good motherboard. But anyway, that's the story. And as you guys could have probably guessed by that, the motherboard was much more expensive, and it was more than half of the value of the machine. So.
I dropped my iPhone in the toilet and it still works. I dropped my Android in the shower.
Wait, you dropped your iPhone in the toilet?
This
guy says he
it
dropped
was
his
Irish Buzz, I think. Who said that? Pibson.
Pibson dropped his iPhone in the toilet. It still works?
Yeah, man. Hey, dude.
I know a guy who dropped his iPhone in the snow, and it was it stopped working, and then he took it back to be warranted. And the guy opened it up and was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, it's been exposed to moisture. There's no warranty. It's been exposed to moisture, dropped in the snow." But hey, so I'm glad to hear that Pibson's toilet is like a waterless toilet, I guess.
What? Never broke in the first place. Well, my Generation 1 Android, which I normally wouldn't bring into the shower. Mm-hmm. I'm not really attached to my cell phone, but kind of a weird case. I wouldn't suggest you do this unless you're really comfortable with your girlfriend. But so Stacy's showering, and I thought it'd be funny if I whipped the shower curtains back and filmed her in the shower. I have no idea what possessed me to do this or think it's funny.
Scarlett Johansson's cell phone pics is all I got to say. Like you never know who's working for the cell phone company. Eh?
Yeah, it's true. So I whip the shower curtain back and I go, and I throw my phone into the shower. And what's totally brutal is Stacy has very long hair, so I don't know if you've ever lived with a girl with long hair. It means the fucking shower drain is plugged like every second week, and you're showering and the fucking shit starts raising around to your ankles because it can't drain fast enough because there's so much hair. Sure enough, that's the case. My iPhone hits the bottom of the... she's showering, but
it's
still...
not an iPhone, it's the first generation.
It's the first generation Android.
Yeah.
It was made by HTC, that one, right?
Mm-hmm,
HTC Dream or something.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I'm like, ah! And I go to film her naked, and it's a glug, glug, and we both look at it. So it wasn't her expectation. She said, "What the fuck are you doing?" And but meanwhile, I'm just looking at my phone, Like I'm just like I'm in complete shock.
It's completely submerged, right?
Yeah. Oh no, dude! It literally went glug glug bang to the bottom. So it's under. It's 100% submerged. She's furious. I'm nothing because I'm just in shock. And so I just kind of take my phone out and then I walk out of the bathroom. So it's like half an hour for her before she gets to even hear why I did this because I'm so distraught by my phone. Mm-hmm. But I did the rice thing. So I went out and I dried out with the cup. I put it in a bowl of rice, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't turn it on for 2 days. I took the better out. I just put it in rice in 2 days. And then I turned that fucker on. Worked perfectly, man.
From completely submerged.
100% glug like in a pool to the bottom. Worked perfectly. So, anyway, man. Buy HTC products. I'm just kidding, really. Do I still wear PP underwear?
It's great underwear. Honestly, I still do.
I really hope I'm wearing it right now.
Are you wearing it right now?
Shit's hot. What's that? Right there.
It's honestly really good. And in fact, we should buy more and like give me like 25 pair because they're my favorite underwear. I think out of like they're honestly they're made in Pakistan.
Pakistan, right? Yeah. Everything good comes from Pakistan.
And we give them we give them the designs and we designed it and we did some quality testing. And honestly, it's the best underwear I own. Like Hanes, what? Like nothing. Like Calvin Klein, what? Like honestly,
we've gone through a couple of design iterations to improve the durability.
Yeah,
the latest ones are pretty damn good.
Honestly, hey, we're hawking our own products here, but seriously, like, it's my favorite underwear, and like I still have pairs from 4 or 5 years ago that are like good as new, solid. Like whatever they're doing in that factory in Pakistan is great work, and it's a good find for us because sometimes you get things made overseas, they're of low quality, but these are.
I don't know if you ever talked to Stacy about dealing with the Pakistan factory.
Yeah, are they good or?
Because there's a language barrier. They never knew Stacy was a girl, and so we've been dealing with them and ordering products. And then one day the guy, Stacy says something, and she corrects a him or a her. To say no,
we've been buying underwear from you for 5 years.
She's like, oh, it's not Mr. It's actually it's Mrs. And just the shock and the confusion because they thought she ran this business and they've been dealing. And so the idea that and so he said, so it's your husband's. His first response was, so it's your husband's business, which in a way is kind of true.
But you don't want to say, of course.
But you don't want to say that. But I was really surprised. And then from there on, the tone and every way they talked to her and dealt with her changed significantly since they learned she's a female. And it was kind of saddening. Different, but anyways, but still, they wanted our business and they dealt with her. I just mean that to them, it was like literally, it was a woman in business. Like it was a different world, man. Different world.
It's a completely different culture. Like it's just cultural. It's not really saying anything about.
Yeah, I'm not trying to judge it or anything. It was shocking to me that it was shocking to them that they were talking about a female, like your reproductive organs don't come out of your body. They go in your body. That changes everything. All of the sense in your brain is just completely changed.
Yeah, cultural relativity is an interesting.
Or as he says it so eloquently, fuck cultural relativity, bro.
Yeah.
True, man. Fuck it. We're right. They're wrong.
Yeah, we're not pomos, but I don't know. We're not overly culturally sensitive, but we understand there are completely different mentalities in the heads of people on this planet.
Stuff like that doesn't bother me as much. The child rape stuff is where it bothers me, man. The last few weeks have been rough. On Reddit, they keep posting these stories about like gang raping 9-year-olds and that.
And then you got to kill them.
And I try to be
terrible.
Reasonable, and I try to be that guy that's like, listen, differences in culture, but you hear stories like that and you're like, man, some people need to be fucking shot, like right now. Pretty horrible. But anyway. Why would I bring that up?
Well, some people gang people in UO when they take them hunting.
Same motherfuckers gang rape. I'm done gang raping this 9-year-old. Better go on UO and fucking kill that tamer, man.
I bet that was exactly what happened.
I feel better about myself. Yeah. Fucking guy. Yeah. I don't have that big huge laptop from Pure Pwnage. Davin has that, right?
Davin, he still uses that motherfucker.
Yeah. Davin inherited that laptop One day he borrowed it from me, like 6 years ago, and then I never saw it. And I just didn't ask for it back, you know?
Well, hey, man, you got a Razer blade now, so...
But now I got my blade, man. That's okay.
Yeah, that thing was. Remember, we used to take it on the plane. They were like, "What the fuck is that?"
Dude,
like, it's
well,
screen evil, and it's like
it was
it's a
21
laptop.
inch.
They're like, "No, it's
Yeah,
not."
it's a 21-inch screen laptop. So there are no laptops that big. Like even the blade is 17.4 inches. I think
Yeah.
the screen. It's fucking big, and you look at it you're like, that's a nice laptop. This thing was 21 inches. So no, it was Voodoo. It was like specialty Voodoo stuff. And when no bag fits it. So I had to go to the airport. I have to carry
Just carry the
I
whole
literally-
bare laptop.
Now, of course, it weighed 18 pounds. Right? Was that what
Something
18
ridiculous
pounds?
like that.
At least that's the minimum it weighed was 18 pounds, which gets very heavy under one arm when you're walking through an airport for an hour. And the battery life was 17 minutes. So basically, it had like no functionality, like not plugged into a wall.
Yeah.
And in fact, I think they kind of market it. It's like it's a portable desktop. It's like it's not really meant to be pulled out in an airport and used.
I don't
It's
even
like,
know how many of those they sold.
I don't know. You're supposed to take it to your hotel room and pull it and be like, look, I got a desktop. But man, just the arm busted. Just bringing that through customs, and then every customs you go through, everyone has to have you turn it on and look at it and then give you compliments on. They're like, wow, what a crazy PC. I'm like, yeah, fucking just.
It's one of those things like there's technology rot, there's digital rot that 2 years, 3 years later it becomes like basically garbage. But this thing, nobody's made a laptop since that's big.
I don't think so.
It's like,
right?
It's crazy. It's like
Yeah, but Voodoo was about that. It was about being the Ferrari, or more than the Ferrari. It was like the Veyron, right? The Bugatti. It was like we want to make Voodoo's philosophy is like I just want to make the best PC on planet Earth, and we'll charge a ton of money. But out there's Robin Williams. There's people that make a lot of money that can buy that, right?
Literally, Robin Williams bought a Voodoo computer, and
Every year, right?
yeah, he did. And one of our buddies was working at Voodoo and on tech support when Robin Williams called, and he was like, getting tech support from Robin Williams, and he was like, "Here I am, the Millennium Man. I can't figure out how to turn on my computer or whatever."
I wanted to Jumanji this.
I don't know. He's making jokes. It's like obviously I can't do it justice, but anyway, apparently he was very funny on the phone. It's a shock to me that Robin Williams would be really funny
He was
on the phone.
funny?
But it's just the story I heard.
You know his daughter's name is Zelda.
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
know this. So Robin Williams is actually a big Nintendo gamer, Nintendo fanboy. His daughter is named Zelda. Yes, after the video game. It's not a coincidence. He's talked publicly about the fact he named her after the video game. She's now a gamer, and so he's a big gamer and a thief.
And he should be in Pwnage the movie. We should.
We'll just edit that. I would love to have. Is she hot? Someone said she's hot. I don't know if I've ever seen her. God, that got my attention. Hot girls. Well, I'm on the internet. Fuck, let me see you.
Let's Google Zelda Williams.
Fuck, I'll Google that shit right now, man. The fuck, Zelda, fucking Williams.
I don't know where you're typing. Where is your?
Where am I typing? What happened to my control T?
I don't even know.
What the fuck is going on in the universe, man?
Here we are. Google image search. Zelda Williams, and there's a bunch of.
I mean, couple beer. Maybe 4, actually. Maybe 4.
Maybe born in 1989.
That's legal. What the fuck, man? Right. Looks a bit like Robin Williams. Tiny little bit. All right. Now I know what she looks like. I actually, wow, Goatsy.
Just ban that guy.
Zelda would have been on.
Ban him.
Should I ban him?
Yeah.
Well, what else did he do besides Goatsy, though?
I don't know. Just
But
like,
that's not an actual link. Should I just? Oh, he says sorry. Okay, don't ban him. Oh, all right, oh, dude, I was hovering. Lemon Party, definite ban. Who's this guy? I actually would have considered naming my daughter Zelda if it wasn't for the fact that Robin Williams did it, and then I'm just like
that you didn't have a daughter, too.
yeah. And I didn't have a daughter.
God. What's the male version of Zelda? Zeldin?
Link? Fuck, I don't know.
Maybe Link. Link Cale. There you go.
Like, yeah.
People are saying.
Link is an odd name too, only because when they made up Link, there was no such thing as a hyperlink. And now people use the word link in their daily life so much that it'd be pretty strange.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna use my phone here, and that's polite. So many notifications, man. Wow, I'm actually really excited to be in Germany next week again.
Going back to the getting picked up in a BMW again and going on the.
I don't think it'll be any Autobahns this time. I don't know. They're still trying to figure out how to get me there. Maybe I won't go. I don't know. It's the World Championships, and I'm especially excited. Yeah, I don't know. It's over the last year I've got to know a lot of the pro gamers now, so now I am more emotionally invested in it. Because before, all the gamers were these guys on screens that I didn't really know, and I watched them. I'm like, oh, go Grubby, or MC. I'm a huge MC fan. I was like, go MC from home. But then you meet these guys and hang out with them, and then your bonds of friendship are stressed, right? All of a sudden you're like, well, he's playing MC, but I had beers with him, and he's such a nice guy. He's so friendly. And now I'm at this point after all these IMs where half the people in the bracket are like, oh, I like that guy so much, and he's playing this other guy I like so much. But I'm especially excited because it's Heart of the Swarm, and we're going to see really, really cool stuff. I think. I know for a fact that there are pros sitting on strats that they think are broken, and they won't screen them, and they don't talk about them.
I love that.
Because they want $100,000 at IM. So man.
Just the fact that someone can invent a strategy and have it be theirs and bust it out in a competitive
and that's what they're doing.
And it's
this is the first opportunity. Yeah, $100,000.
That's what the game's about to me. It's not just ripping strats.
Yeah,
it's not just ripping strats.
No, it's not. No.
It's I make my own strats. I would love to see the strategic potential of every player.
Oh, and you're going to see it, man.
Yeah,
you are going to see it, man. There's a lot of really creative, smart pros, and they're banking it, right? It means a lot, and it's to win an event like this going forward for the rest of Heart of the Swarm is such a big deal for getting sponsors and having that sort of success. Anyway, that's gonna be cool.
Fatality is a scrub, says Taku.
Probably now.
Well, we hung out with Fatality quite a bit when we were in LA that one time for I can't remember what it was for, but Fatality is a very serious competitive man. He was also a pool pro. And remember that time we were at some pub or whatever, we were at some event and whatever, and he's like, Geoff, we should play pool. And I was like, okay, I'm kind of a noob, whatever. And he's like, oh, yeah, I used to be professional, semi-pro, And he just mopped the floor with me in pool, and he was just just kicking ass, that was what he does. It was just and it was at that moment I realized, okay, yeah, the reason why he was so big back in the day in Quake was that he is just a competitive gaming person, and his personality is through and through that, and he just really. I also played him in Quake at some at CES, I think it was a long time ago. We even shot footage of this.
Yep.
That we didn't release.
That's right.
And he I would spawn, I would die. 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 And that was the game of me versus Fatality. It was it's comical but it tells you about his mentality and his personality and what he's about, that he didn't even let me run for 10 seconds before I died. He would just always, no matter how noob your opponent, he wouldn't toy with you. He would just always kill you.
We actually asked him, dude, we're trying to get some funny footage. It's not even for the show. It's for an out of the show funny. Can you just let Geoff live for 10 seconds and we can build up a scene that has him
so and he'd be like, yes.
And see Geoff kill him. He could not turn it off. He couldn't turn it off. It was
he couldn't turn off his competitiveness. It's like, this guy's a noob, I'm going to own him. I'm going to own him the best that anyone can own him, right? It was and that's what he was with pool, with Quake. Yeah. He would just be 100% owning me as much as possible. And it's it was almost a challenge. It was I'm going to own noobs better than anyone else, as well as own all the pros. So it was I don't want anybody owning noobs better than me also, kind of thing. So that's what he's about, and I haven't been in touch with him in recent years, but he was that guy through and through.
And I totally relate. I have a lot of competitive spirit in me too, and And I know when he's on another level. It's like he might be eating, and I have a feeling that as he's eating, he's competing with you on something you don't even know he's competing. He's like chewing faster or eating his meal. Something. He's that kind of guy.
He's just generally competitive.
Yeah,
and
really funny.
Interesting guy.
Yeah, there was a recurring question. That's probably.
Well, people are saying, "Hey, Fatality isn't as good as he was anymore. He's not on the same level." That's age, honestly. Like that, I think that's age. It's like, hey, Michael Jordan doesn't play like he used to, right? It's just getting older, and it happens earlier, I think, in esports than in other sports.
I think so. Yeah.
So there's a lot of 30-something-year-old quarterbacks that are doing just fine. But in FPS gaming, especially FPS,
look at Boxer.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's 30, maybe he's 31, and he's just so over the hill, you'd swear he's ancient. And he's still significantly younger than me. It's crazy. PlayStation sucks cocks, asks.
Does it? Because I think that would be a big selling feature.
I don't know where
if it did.
Yeah.
If it sucked cock, people would buy that shit. They would be like,
dude, I'd be all over the PS4 if it sucked my cock, man.
Oh man, I'd be like,
Are you crazy?
I hope it sucks cock. Or do you work for Sony or something?
Yeah, it's like Little Big Planet 2, and it's got a new Ninja Gaiden, and it sucks your cock. It's all beside me, the motherfucker.
Man, that's what was missing from the controller. Hey, cock sucking apparatus.
Fuck a touchscreen. Nintendo's all wrong, man. No, you put your memory card in there, and you put your game in there, and you put your dick right in there.
For those who are fans of puns, someone called it a 4 PlayStation. So there you go.
Look at that guy. He had that pre-prepared.
Yeah, man.
A suck box. I just like how PlayStation sucks cocks. Asks us, what do you like better, PlayStation or Xbox? I wonder what answer he's looking for. I don't even...
Yeah, man.
Also, it's extra funny because Xbox hasn't actually announced 720. What the fuck am I comparing to, motherfucker? I don't see how it could be less exciting than the PS4.
These names: Gay Station, Sexbox, Gaytendo, and then PC.
PC Master Race, PC Master Race, Master Race. PC.
It's like, where's the like derogatory PC?
Dude, PC Master Race. Where's your swastika, bro? Like you're using the Master Race is not funny. It's not funny anymore, man. It wasn't funny since like 43, bro.
Oh, 43.
You guys were alive in 43, bro. Tough year, dude. Tough fucking year for me and my peoples.
Yeah, man.
I can laugh it off now, though. I don't hold grudges, man. Shit.
Hey, you know what? There was a Reddit thread about lionization of Hitler. Did you read this one?
Lionization?
Yeah. So somebody posted, who was a historian, but talked about how Hitler's going to be perceived in the next 100, 200, 300, 400 years. And he's saying that, like, he's going to end up the way we look at Genghis Khan, right? Genghis Khan jokes are all whatever. You can say whatever you want.
They're all the rage, man. It's all I fucking tell.
Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan's in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, and he's a cool guy. He bites the baseball bat and ninjas some shit. It's like Genghis Khan. Ha ha ha. Great comedy, right?
Yeah.
And so he was saying that, like, Genghis Khan he Hitlered the shit out of Asia, right? Like, it's pretty bad,
dude.
And so he was saying that, like, Hitler is going to be remembered for a lot more of the good things he did for Germany, turning the industry around, his actual leadership, like all the, the Holocaust, whatever, that was another chapter in the book. But we're going to talk about all the awesome things that Hitler did. And this is a book written 200 years from now. And it's like, so yeah, anyway, I can't remember how this came up, but it was, it was interesting to see, like, in 200 years from now, there's the whole too soon thing. Like, yeah, you can make jokes about him now, but it's like, soon he's going to be kind of a goodish bad guy, and it'll be like akin to Genghis Khan. I don't know. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so somebody linked it in chat here. So yeah, it's a big paragraph, a couple paragraphs on how.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to talk. Hitler's in a weird place, man.
He's the go-to worst of everything.
He's the go-to worst of everything, even though he's not even probably in the top 5 for in terms of like most murderous leaders of all time or anything.
Yeah. Well,
But there are many reasons for why.
well, maybe percentage of population of the Earth at the time. Maybe that's true, but I think that
No, raw numbers, dude.
really raw numbers
Oh, Jesus, Stalin killed so many more people.
in the famines. And
Yeah. Genghis Khan. You want raw percentage? Genghis Khan was the hardcorest motherfucker ever walked.
Didn't he kill like multiple whole percentage of the
I think
population?
if you're Asian, you have like a 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 chance of containing his DNA. It reminds me of like, and I think the whole world has like a 1 in 25 chance or something, right?
But there's
so many people are related to him because he fucked so many women. He raped so many women. But this is so horrible. We shouldn't say this like.
Why are we talking about this on the? Anyway.
All I know, man. Genghis Khan. It's very True Romance. You remember the scene in True Romance where, Christopher
Sicilians.
Walken, yes, yeah. And Christopher Walken's interrogating. Oh God, what's the actor's name? Fuck.
No, he was in that documentary.
Anyway, and he knows he's dead. He knows he's dead anyway. So he gives a speech about how the Sicilian bloodline was altered forever, and that's kind of like Genghis Khan, man. But he literally altered the world's bloodline forever because he was so dominant militaristically, and then he just impregnated every motherfucking thing, man. He would like pass a tree, he'd impregnate that shit.
And Dennis Hopper, people are saying.
Dennis Hopper, of course, Dennis Hopper.
Who,
I don't know. 23 million descendants from raping. Yeah, it's really crazy. Anyways, I think historically per capita he was the most dominant leader of all time. I think, right? I don't know. But
yeah. Anyway, it was an interesting aside about True Romance, man. If you haven't seen True Romance,
you have to see True Romance.
Oh yeah, I think is it Tarantino's greatest writing?
It might be.
It might be.
It's sad that
he didn't direct it.
But
it could be Tarantino's greatest writing.
Yeah.
Probably because he wasn't Tarantino. He wasn't Quentin Tarantino.
He was just trying to make it.
And he had editors, making the dialogue less Quentin Tarantino talking to himself, because in all of his movies, every character was basically Quentin Tarantino. They talk like him, and But this had people had different voices. They have they're coming from different places, and the characters seem like they're other people in the movie. And that scene, it's like Hopper and Christopher Walken. What a great scene! And of course, it's that. He knows he's dead. He's like, how do I get him to kill me as quickly as possible?
Because they might torture me.
Yeah, they
how
might
do
torture
I anger
me
him so much that he'll just end it quickly, and I still win?
Oh, exactly.
I'm still winning. And you know that, it's in fiction. Yeah. It's in the fiction. But Christopher Walken's character never forgot that speech or that moment, and it stuck in his brain for the rest of that character's life.
And it ties in with the whole heavyweight champion of liars. It's like so good. I'll have one of those Chesterfields
now. So
now.
you tell me,
like these obscure cigarettes.
Am I lying? And the fact is, he's not lying, man.
He's not.
He's not lying.
or at least he doesn't believe.
He doesn't believe he's lying. Yeah. Anyway, great fucking film. You haven't seen it.
Someone's asking me about monitor speakers. Well, if you get a pair of Yamaha NS10s with some Bryston 4B SST amplification, that seems to be the go-to sort of. If it sounds good on these, it'll sound good on anything if you're mastering. But if you're just doing it for enjoyment, Mackie H24.
We're here live.
Are a great price point, great frequency response, independently amplified. They're not great for a big room or anything. I actually got a pair of Geoff R500s with my Bryston 4B SST, and they sound great. You don't need a sub for them. There's an extra low end that is represented. That is beyond any monitoring system that I've had. Klein & Hummel 0300s are ones that I want to try and hear. They're probably my next go-to monitors if I have the money. So anyway, that's sort of the research, the summary of the research that I've had. The Geoff R500s. Honestly, I always went with the sort of studio reference sort of speakers, but the Geoff R500s, honestly, they're kind of like, okay, there's something else going on here. There's like, okay, they're not really monitors, but it's like you might want to have them as your third monitor setup, which I might move them down to my basement for my studio, and just be like, okay, this is what some hi-fi systems are represented as, to sort of have another, when you're monitoring, when you're mastering some audio or you're mixing music, I always think of different monitor setups as oh, yeah, were you not asking about speakers? That's kind of funny. Anyway, here I am going off on a huge rant on speakers because I just did a whole bunch of research and all that. But anyway, that's more than you wanted to know. But yeah, anyway, when you're monitoring, it's like looking at your 3D sculpture from different angles, looking at it through different speakers. But okay, monitor speakers for music production. That's what we're talking about. We're on the same page here. But yeah, man. Yeah, there's a lot of cheap monitors. You got a pair of Mackeys, right? And
I do.
And they dropped in price huge for the
Yeah.
824 Mackeys. They're great. I'd say that's sort of the go-to. You see a lot of professionals using them in studios. The Genelecs were probably better, but Genelecs stopped making that level of monitor, unfortunately. But
Really?
yeah.
I didn't know.
They stopped, but yeah, you see a lot of interviews, like the guy that does all the music, did all the music for Battlestar Galactica TV show. He uses Mackeys, and you see a lot of people using Mackeys that are kind of like the go-to, intro level monitors, and they're great. Honestly, they're great speakers. But
What about the games? Jarett, did you play Quake back in the day? I did, man. I played Quake, actually, and you did too, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, man.
Like
Quake
the day
2?
it came out. No, Quake 1, man. The day Quake came out. In fact, I remember, pre-Quake, maybe it was pre-Quake,
well, it was Wolfenstein.
because they were all based on Wolfenstein. And then they put out Heretic, right?
Heretic was the ID Software's,
Which was kind of like,
Wolfenstein.
your magic and stuff like that. And they went through this experimental period. And yeah, I remember when literally Quake came out. And now to this modern generation, it's a super old school thing. But in some weird, tiny, compartment in my brain, Quake's new. It's like, that new FPS that came out after Wolfenstein and everything. But it's funny now that
Quake was one of the first ones to allow mods too. Like we had downloaded a lot of cool mods, like low gravity levels, like on the moon. You could jump huge.
Remember
the server.
No, they swing up.
Grappling hook.
Grappling fucking
Oh
hook.
man, Quake grappling hook from Quake 2.
Yeah.
Oh, we did
How do I not remember?
awesome
I
shit.
have to
It was
sound effect the shit.
Yeah, well, it was
Language
honestly,
fail,
we
man.
used to do wicked grappling, swinging moves in Quake 2, and it was the first one where you played online too. And in fact, we used to you could customize your character by top body armor, body armor, like helmet color, so you could change the color. And we would join a server, and there was no way to tell if you're a team or whatever. So we would join a server as a team, 3 players of us, on a LAN at Voodoo Computers. So we had a great connection, and all of us in the same room. Great team coordination, which is unheard of. Nobody did this back in the day. Nobody had a LAN. Nobody had more than one computer in the same room ever, pretty much, unless it was a big special event. So we would join Quake 2 servers, and we would be Huey, Dewey, and Louie. And we'd all be in yellow, and we'd be like the ducks, just killing everybody, be rocking, and people were like, damn, ducks, oh, Disney, oh, man. But yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. The low gravity levels, the grappling hook mods, the whole, heat-seeking bombs that used to jump towards you that we used to use. So, anyway, it was a golden age of FPS. Oh, man. And Duke Nukem, the interaction with the environment was new. Still no game has come to this sort of neat level of Duke Nukem, the design and Anyway, maybe I'm just being nostalgic here.
We're romanticizing. Well, there's probably a lot of games there now, but no game came out that was so different, and it offered something so different from an existing product that you were like, "Holy Jesus!" Now the changes are so incremental that nothing makes me as
it was one of those things. A lot of FPSs, there's a switch that opens a door. There's a switch that does this or a switch that does that, and then it's the same. The switch is the same, But it was like Duke Nukem. It's I wonder if I walk up to that projector and turn it on, will it work like a film projector? And it's oh, sure enough, it shows a movie on the screen. And there's no other projectors in the whole game, right? So then it's oh, I wonder if I walk up to this thing, will it open up this door or whatever? It's you can interact with objects in a way that was unprecedented, and I don't see a lot of innovation going in those directions. It's okay, you have your guns, you have your trees and your buildings in the way, and you try to shoot other people. Right? It's not oh, if I interact with this object, it does this cool thing, and all that custom scripts that interacting with this and that. Nobody builds games like that anymore. I don't think it's just not a priority. Yeah,
and recently, I got to a point in FPS. I haven't really been into FPS for a few years now, actually, and I got to a point where I almost had like that pistols only point where I wanted a more pure experience. I felt that they became too convoluted, that they were adding so many gimmicks to the gameplay that I'm like, just give me pistols. But then a game like Shoot Mania comes out, and I don't know if you guys play Shoot Mania. It's kind of an esport right now, or at least Ubisoft's trying to make an esport. But so I got that, and I tried to get into that, but then I felt like my dream of having a more purist FPS was, not the most well thought dream, and that I play this game and I'm like, I'm explaining this totally wrong. The long story is that I think it's my personal taste more than perhaps the FPS genre going by the wayside. I got bored of the mechanics, and I kept finding reasons that I thought I wasn't as into it as I could have been, and then people started making games that were specifically to what I was complaining about, and then I didn't get into those games, and now I'm like, oh shit. Not for me. Do you guys play Shoot Mania? How do people just in the chat, give me like a woot if you're all like super into Shoot Mania. No, didn't play it. No. Quake is better. Kind of agree. See, I really tried to get into Shoot Mania, but I felt like it was too pure, and it was too straightforward and too simple. With I think unless I didn't understand game, there's two modes of shooting at someone: your regular or your sort of rail equivalent, and that's it. And it was like it's a super straightforward, super streamlined, very purist FPS experience. But I don't know. I think it's a huge game design challenge for 2013 to make an FPS that recaptures players like me that have been playing that genre of game for 20 years now, and I don't even know what needs to be added to capture me forever. I don't know. Meanwhile, I haven't still really gotten bored of RTS, and I don't get bored of MOBA yet and stuff like that. But I don't know. I've talked a bit about the upcoming CNC, which used to be called Generals 2 and is now, I guess, just Command & Conquer, and I'm really excited. I'm trying not to be. You shouldn't be excited, because I'm excited. I'm excited for irrational reasons. Rationally, there's nothing to be very excited about, because historically we have to look at the track record, and we have to be reasonable with our expectations. Irrationally, I'm super stoked. It's Generals 2. I mean, there's literally technicals, and I'm going to put RPGs in those technicals, and I'm going to harass U.S. or now EU supply lines with those technicals. I don't know if it's the nostalgia speaking or a rational view of the game design that think it's so awesome, but there's no way I'm not playing a lot of the new Command & Conquer for the first couple weeks, and then we'll see, I guess. If it's good enough. Oh yeah, so this guy asked me a time. Sorry, Zoner, I am not ignoring you. He asked me a time, do we still get recognized on the street? I'll be still, yeah. Obviously not with the frequency, especially the TV show was the height of frequency, I think. It's in Canada, particularly because it was on TV in Canada. But it still happens. Still, I'll just be eating breakfast, or I'll go on the subway to go to an appointment somewhere, and someone says something. So it's still the same fans. They're just all older now. And so where it used to be 16, 17, or 18-year-old kids come up to me, hey, man. Now it's 24, 25, 26-year-old guys hey, man, I just got off my professional work job, but I loved your show growing up. But yeah, it still happens. What do you think? In fact, creepy enough, I don't know if you guys watch any league professionally, but there's the LCS, it's the League Championship Series. It's kind of like the NHL, but for League of Legends. It's just this morning I had a weird thing where there was an AD carry for a team called Marn, which nobody really knows. They were kind of one of the barely qualifying teams. I mean, sorry, they're actually pretty old school. A lot of people don't know who they are if you're hardcore. But I just mean the general public, they're one of the lower qualifying teams. They're going 3-4. But their AD carry plays Tristana with a lot of frequency and does really well. And he's actually pretty funny too, because he's always smiling. So when they cut to his face and the on screen, he's smiling. So this morning I tweeted him, and I'm just this guy is becoming quickly my favorite ADC, because not only is he playing Tristana, owning with Tristana, he's smiling. Every time they cut to him, he's got the most hilarious look on his face. And so this guy's awesome. Well, he tweets me back saying, dude, I love the show. And I was like, wow, like, it was one of those moments where your reality breaks for a second. You realize, oh, shit, like, I almost forgot that we made this thing that he might have watched 8 years ago growing up. Because, I look at him, he looks 24, and I just would never have figured that he would reply to me or even think for a second or know who I am. But, yeah, it's one of those weird, he's not approaching me. That's not a fan moment, but it's a moment where a guy that I'm trying to, fan out to and say, hey, you did a really good job, is like, I like Pure Pwnage. It was weird. I actually forget. For the most part, it happens so infrequently on the street, especially, that I forget that I ever did this thing called Pure Pwnage. So when it does happen, it's actually quite shocking. So there's the first 2 seconds, you're like, what the fuck is this guy talking to me for? And then as soon as my brain's like, oh shit, yeah, Pure Pwnage. Jarett, top 5 CNC games: Command & Conquer Generals, Command & Conquer Generals 0 Hour, the expansion, 2nd place.
Basically.
Red Alert 2.
Oh man, Red Alert 2, yeah.
And then Command & Conquer, the original, just for nostalgia reasons.
What about Brood War? Where does Brood War stand at that?
Only CNC, top 5 CNC.
Oh,
games.
okay.
There's only 4. Tiberian Sun? I don't know. Actually, Red Alert 2 is the first one that I ever really kind of got into. And Generals is the first one that I ever played competitively, where I ever was like, I want to be the best in the world at this game. And then sort of took that approach to it. So before that, I was very, very newbie and casual. What do we think of the fighting game genre?
I don't know.
I used to enjoy it a lot, but fighting games to me were very dependent on my friends playing them in the same room with me.
Yeah,
so we used to, like,
really, you gotta all be into it.
It's like in high school, we'd go to John's house after school, and like there's 6 of us, and we'd all take turns, winner stays, and it was like amazing because there's incentive to win, and there's this competition between bros, and you're hanging out. At my age, it's like impossible. All I can do is go online, and I've said this in previous streams, and some people disagree, but like I think latency in internet in 2013 in Canada is prohibitively shitty to play fighting games.
But like there's also the aspect of like when you're watching a fighting game, you're like, ooh, you beat them. Ooh, oh, you beat them. And okay, maybe he pulls some crazy shit at some point, whatever. But there is no like, oh my god, what is he doing? What is he doing? Oh my god, he's building those. Like, oh my god, he's coming around. Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna get away with this drop? Is he? Oh my god, is he? There's just a different level of build, of excitement, and like, how is he gonna have this? Oh, he thought of that insane strat that's getting him out of this, and there's this whole aspect of strategy, that is not really represented. I don't know. Am I wrong with that? What do you think about that? Like.
No, it's different. One's more immediate. And
I guess there's the Daigo Perry moment where it's like, no, he can't be doing this. He cannot be doing this. This is impossible. What I'm seeing is impossible. Oh my god. Oh, he's turning it around. It's impossible. I don't believe my eyes. Like, no. Like,
if we understood professionally, like the competitive circuit better, we would see those things coming. Be like, oh my god, he's only a couple steps off being blocked from the wall because the stage doesn't go on forever, and then that opens up the possibility for him doing this and that and this, and I'm just not pro enough to anticipate it.
Yeah. Maybe.
So it could be that we're watching it as such casual observers that pretty much I'm watching health bars, like pretty much.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's like, oh, look at that health bar go. Oh, that health bar's going. Oh, that health bar's going, and then, oh, that health bar went down faster. Like,
Geoff should be a shoutcaster.
Hey. It's my intonation in my voice that maybe I should shoutcast like that, like just generic. Like I don't understand anything about the game, and I'm just like, oh my god, oh what's
his fucking health bar is smaller than the other guy.
I think I should be raising my voice now, and I am raising my voice now, and then someone won.
I really want to do an IM cast Korean style. I pitched the idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, and by Korean style I just mean taking the enthusiasm of the Korean casters and bringing it to English broadcasting, which would necessarily make it silly, because it needs to be a natural progression.
Plague-y!
Exactly. Dude, do you know what Plague-y is?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, even I showed you Plague-y. Oh yeah, I'm fucking Plague-y. Penducky! But it's like, it's like, but really, like, they're so excited from the outside of the game. Like, nothing's happened yet. And I don't speak Korean, so I don't know what they're saying, but they're so excited.
It's like goal!
Yeah, he's spawning! Oh, he's scouting on 9! It's just like, something is so amazing. So meanwhile, Artosis and Tiz are like, hey man, what did you do last night? I don't know. And the Korean guys, oh, John! So like, it's actually there's a remarkable difference between Korean showcasting and English. I don't know if you watch GOM, it's really funny because you can watch the Korean stream, watch the American stream. They're happening at the same time, but just pay attention to energy levels. Like just pay attention to like what they're getting excited about.
Well, what's that European soccer where he keeps just saying his name over and over again?
Oh,
what's his name?
Oh, Jesus!
What is that?
It's Dutch. I've tweeted this I think like twice. It's actually one of my.
Does anybody have this in the stream?
Wow, how is this not in my brain right now? That's so.
I've heard it a million times. No, it's not Chris.
No, I just need a moment of silence. Dennis
Bergkamp, man, Bergkamp. Someone got it. Jan, you got it. Man. Dennis Bergkamp.
Like, yeah. If anyone ever questions whether or not commentators add something to a sporting experience, you need to watch this clip. If it's like one of the first tweets I ever made. It's like something that one of the few tweets I've ever favorited. I don't know if people are pro Twitter and they can look at that.
Iris Spuds, can you click that and
but
see
this
if it's the one?
Is it the right one though? No, it's something Dota 2. It has to be the right one, but it's absolutely incredible. Yeah, it's Jack van Gelder. He's a very famous Dutch sports broadcaster. And now I'm not Dutch, so correct me if I'm wrong, but I did a lot of reading about this clip because I was so moved by this clip and I was just completely amazed. But he's very famous in Dutch, and this moment in Dutch football, apparently, there was many tears shed in Holland. Like, it was so emotional. The emotional impact of this event was so profound that people all around Holland were crying. And shit, man, I'm Canadian, and I'm watching this 20 years after it fucking happened, and I'm crying. Like, I'm literally tearing because I cannot believe the excitement. I really wish we could see this goal.
Okay, here's Wyman's got the link.
Is opgevolgd in de halve finale gekomen met het balbezit voor Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer speelt de bal. Heel goed naar Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp met de bal aan. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Frank de Boer speelt de bal aan Dennis Bergkamp. Die neemt de bal feilloos aan. En die geeft de bal erin. We spelen nog officieel 20 seconden. Dennis Bergkamp.
Dennis Bergkamp.
Now,
So, go back to the stream. Yeah, guys, click that video. Honestly, like,
click that video Wyman just linked. It is absolutely amazing. It means so much to the shoutcaster that he scored that he loses his brain. All his brain can do at that moment is repeat the name of the player who scored the goal. And leading up to the goal, I think the announcer actually predicts that he can feel they're about to make the semifinals. It was a World Cup match, and there's a quarterfinals, and they're about to make the semifinals. He's like, I can feel it. And then Frank de Boer makes this incredible pass, like the whole field, which Dennis Bergkamp just feathers to his foot and makes this perfect shot. And it's actually so amazing. Like, even as someone who never grew up playing soccer, I only watch in my adult years a bit of World Cup and Euro Cup. I'm Canadian. I watch this clip with no commentary. I'd get a little bit of goosebumps because it's such an amazing play. It's so amazing. You watch it with his commentary. If you are not goosebumped all over, you have no fucking soul, man. Like, honestly, how do you not feel that? It's incredible, the passion in this guy's voice, and it's like the moment that if anyone ever doubts that a showcaster can bring more out of the game than just the play itself, then you have to watch this fucking clip because incredible, man, totally incredible. Yeah. I've probably watched it about 100 times, and I still get goosebumped. I watch it. It's incredible.
yeah, just a man, just the best thing happening possible in his life at that moment was that man scoring that goal.
It was. It's the best one of all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Nahem. I don't mean your soul's because you for anything. It just means that, you just didn't feel it, I guess. I actually feel sad. I feel a bit sad for him. To watch that and not feel anything.
Well, some people eat shit, Yeah.
Some people eat shit during sex, man. I
don't know,
Maybe
man.
Nahem does that.
I don't know. I'm just not saying it's the equivalent, but
Yeah, I just mean, yeah.
To each his or her own.
It's doesn't feel the clip. Uses ops in CS and ganks in UO without any guilt. So.
And feces and mouth during sex.
And eats shit during sex. He must be German.
I don't know. We're just burning some guy we don't even know.
Yeah, no, he's asking
For
for
like one comment.
Well, I think we're actually almost an hour over already.
No,
So
we're still in Toronto.
We had a 2 to 5 window today.
Mhm.
We rented the location 2 to 5. It's now 6.
It's game time. or
I was suggesting like we're kind of an hour over. Maybe it's time to end the stream.
Yeah.
Our
intern is done. Okay, yeah, it's time to end the stream. It's time
Yeah,
to
I think so. I don't think there's time.
No games or no games? No, we shouldn't.
We shouldn't.
shut it down.
It's
Yeah,
not. You know, we are in a new place. They have 53 megabit per second upload, but at the same time, in a professional way, we're expected to actually rent the place for the time we asked, and we got talking so much today that we actually talked 4 hours instead of 1, which we expected. You've been lied to, but okay. Here's a good thing.
What?
Tomorrow's my birthday. Do you know this?
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow is my birthday. I turned 24. Do you know that?
I knew that for sure.
I turned 24 again, and I get to do whatever I want on my birthday. Yeah. So Stacey's very good about this. She's like, "Hey, it's your birthday. So what do you want to do? You know, I'll take you anywhere. I'll buy you any dinner. You know, do whatever you want to your body and stuff like that." And I just said, I just want to play video games. I just want to be left alone.
Mm-hmm.
So I think tomorrow, because it didn't come out today, so Quinn's supposed to come out tomorrow. My super long session.
Quinn, yeah.
So for those of you who are a bit sad we didn't play games today, and maybe if you're around tomorrow for me,
yeah,
join me. I'm gonna stream a little bit tomorrow.
Should I Sona tomorrow?
Please, are you playing Sona? Please say you're playing Sona.
I have Sona. Yeah, I'll play Sona.
Yes, play Sona, man. I love me some Sona.
Yeah. Oh, Sona's awesome. I Sona was my support once, and it was just like, where's all this health coming from? Like,
yes.
It's like, wow.
And where's that incredible poke coming from? Her poke is disgusting. Oh man, I really love playing Sona.
And I have the arcade skin, so
yeah,
it's good.
So my birthday's tomorrow. I'm gonna play some League tomorrow because that's what I want to do on my birthday. Don't judge me, bro. And Quinn comes out tomorrow. So if you're interested in seeing the new champion and watching me drink Sapporo on my birthday with no fucks given, I don't care if it's 11 in the morning, I'm drinking fucking Sapporo, it's my birthday. Play some Quinn. Motherfucking Quinn, new champion. Supported possibly by Sona Kyle.
Maybe.
Fucking doing that all day tomorrow, man. I don't give a fuck. It's my birthday.
All right.
We're just playing Quinn tomorrow. Riot, I think Riot held it because they knew it was my birthday. So they're like, oh yeah, we could put it out today, but tomorrow is Jared's birthday. What a birthday present a new AD carry would be to Jared on his birthday. Right?
Mm.
It's not funny, but so yeah, we're gonna sign off because really it's been 4 hours and I don't know how that time flew so quickly. But it is my birthday tomorrow, and so if you're eager for games and you missed out, then we'll play some tomorrow. We'll play some tomorrow. And if you want to tune in to watch us play some games, play some games. If he's not around, it'll be me. Either way, man, I'm on the motherfucking internet tomorrow playing games in my underwear, drinking Sapporo, no fucks given. That's March 1st. Every motherfucking year, no fucks given.
Why the underwear?
I'm not putting pants on. It's my fucking birthday, man.
Just no. I mean, like, why underwear at all? Like, why not just like
motherfucker.
pure like Joel living with Joel style?
The only reason I was putting underwear on is because I thought, like, I'm gonna get so drunk, I'm actually gonna forget. And then I'm gonna be like, hold on, guys, I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and then I'll stand up and just
like,
oh, great. So Joel see my cock, Dave see my cock,
screenshots all over the internet.
Whole internet see my cock for all time, right? It's like
yeah.
can't take it out. So it's really actually to protect myself from getting too drunk and then standing up and showing my cock, and then of course the stream would be banned forever and shit like that. But if you are willing to risk seeing my cock, and you enjoyed all League of Legends, which is some of you, I know not all of you, don't judge, bro. But that's what I want to play my birthday. So tomorrow, Quinn, my birthday, gonna stream that shit. Thank you so much for joining us today. Happy Joel came in for so long.
It's great. Yeah,
Awesome.
It's great to hang out with Joel. And
We're taking an approximate 2-week break just because I have to go to Germany next week, so I won't be here, and we just can't do it. But when we come back, We'll have to do something extra awesome. Maybe with Dave.
Oh, if Dave's around, man, that would be extra awesome for sure.
Poker.
Oh, if we did that poker, we got to get that poker going. We got to share the screen or whatever on the stream and get poker
We'll do
going.
some Dave. So we're signing off for approximately 2 weeks. When we come back, awesomeness, and if you're into it at all, maybe we'll stream some games tomorrow. Because it's my motherfucking birthday.
That's right.
We're going to party.
It's about there, something
We're gonna
like that. I don't know how the lyrics
something. Don't actually know the lyrics. Something about my birthday. Because I don't give no fuck. It's my birthday.
go. Chicken Man.
Yeah, do you want to do Chicken Man side? All right, guys.
We're signing off.
Signing off. Thank you so much. If you want to know about tomorrow, then just follow us on Twitter, and then I'll tweet it when it's going down. But it's my birthday tomorrow. If not, I'll see you in approximately 2 weeks. Thank you so much for joining us. And
Yeah, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey. Until next time.
Bye, everybody.